Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. Today we are doing an OMORI showcase. Before we get into that, just a few quick reminders. Frame Fatales is Games Done Quick's all-women online speedrunning community. The upcoming event, Flame Fatales, will run from August 13th to 20th. The schedule is now out at gamesdonquick.com/schedule. While you're checking out the schedule, feel free to submit a prize for the event. Use !FF in Twitch chat to submit your prizes. As well, Games Done Quick is hiring. If you have the experience in website design and development and would like to help overhaul our website, or have experience in social media creation and want to help out at our live events, be sure to go to gamesdonequick.com/jobs to apply. With all that said, I will hand it over to the runner and commentary and let them introduce themselves.
Hello, my name is Kiyoshi Kadre. I am mostly an OMORI speedrunner. I've dabbled in other games, but today I'm going to be doing the any percent no save warp category, which has had many developments over the past 2 years. This isn't the kind of game you would expect to have a good speed game, but it's really good. And afterwards, there's also going to be a glitch expedition, so we'll have to be looking forward to that as well. And I'm going to turn it over to let the commentators introduce themselves. If Potato would like to introduce himself first.
Yeah, hi, I'm Potato. I've been running this game for way too long, and that's about it. Sometimes I do routing, sometimes I do like strat hunting, but yeah, that's me.
Hi, my name is Woofle. I'm mostly a speedrunner of Undertale and Deltarune, but I also dabble a bit in this game. And yeah.
Hi, I'm Xander. I don't really speedrun a lot, mostly just kind of whatever I feel like, but I do love OMORI, and this is gonna be a real fun time.
Yeah.
Talk about before we get into it, or do you want to just get into it?
There's going to be some time to explain stuff before, like,
yeah, we can probably just go ahead and start.
Yeah, I say just go ahead and start.
Timing begins when I click on new game. Do I need a countdown?
Yeah, you just want to give, if somebody wants to give like a 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, I can go ahead and do that. All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So the first thing to explain is I have several mods loaded into the game. Most of them are for general making the game run better. Like, there is a logic update stability mod that makes it so whenever the game lags, it'll try to skip frames instead of having the game lag, which this game likes to be very dependent on how good your computer is to get a good time. So that just leaves you open to that. There's also a mod that allows the mouse to act as a touchscreen, which is why the mouse is visible. I believe so. If it's not, that's okay.
It is.
Okay. Basically, you can do any of the touchscreen functionalities the game has with a art tablet or touchscreen laptop, but that costs money, so we just allowed a mod that has the mouse do it for us.
Also, there's also a few quality of life mods that we have. There's like stuff that improves, like adds quality of life to saving and loading, like just giving you more save slots, allowing you to rename files that are mostly just for practice, but it doesn't really have any impact on the run, so it's just allowed to be open. And then there's also a live split integration mod for allowing load remover time to even the playing field as much as possible.
So here we're starting off in white space. The movement is going to look confusing, but we need to interact with 4 things in a sequence to get a knife to spawn so we can enter that door up there.
And if I remember, I haven't actually messed this up in a while, but I'm pretty sure we have to interact with those things in that specific order so the knife so the knife spawns there. Also worth noting, this game has quite a few cutscenes, so we aren't in any hurry to explain certain things. I guess just very basic plot synopsis is you're playing as OMORI. These are your friends right there, Hiro, Aubrey, and Kel. And you go on adventures with your friends in your funny little happy, quirky, Earthbound-inspired land. where nothing bad ever happens. Smile.
Smile.
Well,
So yeah, Kyoshi's gonna pick up the stuffed toy there. This basically auto-completes a quest that Aubrey is about to give you, so you don't have to talk to her, move over, and then talk to her again. Just knocks it all out early.
Oh, I guess
Yeah.
I'll take this time to bring up. Once we leave this room, the game has a value that it generates called the WTF value, which is basically it's like if you're familiar with Undertale's fun values, it's basically that it will trigger certain events based on what the value is throughout the game.
It is determined when Aubrey leaves the stump. Despite what you may think, this actually somehow has an impact on the run. We can randomly say, what is it, like 8 seconds later in the run?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Depending
8
on if we
seconds.
get the lowest possible WTF value of 1.
1 through 4, I think.
That sounds
Oh
right.
yeah, I forgot it's a range.
Also,
1 to 3 or
I
1 to
want
4.
everyone to pay attention to this bush right here. Just
Oh
see
my
it, just
God.
perceive that it exists and keep that in mind for later.
I am perceiving.
I would just like to bring up, we were doing a practice run a few days ago, and Kiyoshi first brought this up to us. And after he mentioned it, Potato and I immediately opened our games to check at
Yeah,
the same time.
This was the first time I had ever heard of that before.
Yeah.
So here's our friends. We're here visiting for a picnic. Kel and Aubrey are gonna argue. So
Yeah. The beginning of the run, not too much is actually happening in terms of gameplay. It's mostly just text skipping through cutscenes, which, fun fact, text skipping was not in the initial release of the game. It was actually patched in, which I think is funny to think about.
didn't that not get added to like 1.3?
I
Something like
actually
that.
don't know.
It was either
I actually don't
1.2
know.
or 1.3.
So here, Basil is gonna want to show us his photo album. We don't have time for that.
That's slow. Reminiscing about past memories with your friends, that's slow. And we like to go fast here.
So here, after this cutscene, I am going to be talking to Burley, who will wants us to play a game of hide and seek. Basil wants to take us to his house, but Burley's not going to let us leave until we finish hide and seek.
She really wants to
Unfortunately.
play hide and seek.
Yeah,
But just quickly also, this game is very story heavy. Obviously, we're going to be skipping a lot of the story, but if anyone here actually is interested in checking out OMORI and hasn't already, I really do give it my highest recommendation. It's an amazing game. Unfortunately, with the speedrun route, we aren't going to actually be spoiling a ton of the biggest, best moments of the story. So,
Yeah, unfortunately, but also kind of fortunately because that prevents.
yeah,
People
that makes this
watching from
pretty
being spoiled.
safe to watch if you don't care too much about, like, visual spoilers. If you just care solely about the actual story part. If you don't mind seeing later areas, but
Yeah, obviously
I do
we'll
think
be
that-
still playing through the game, so you'll still see later
Yeah.
areas and stuff.
a big thing to mention is that there are 2 routes in this game.
yeah. And for some people,
and we're
that is
gonna be
considered a
doing
big
the one
spoiler.
that isn't. Yeah.
We aren't doing the game's true ending because that's slow.
Yeah, it's very slow.
Oh, so this guy is on a
Browse.
cycle. I got really screwed over. It's mostly based on how good your turbo is. We allow a turbo that mashes 32 times a second because mashing in this game is really not good.
Yeah,
And
the only
if it
buttons you can
is-
use is Z and X.
Yeah, if it's
So-
performing subpar, you will miss the browse cycle, and unfortunately that happened to us. Yeah, this game has some moments where we are going to let everyone know about trigger warnings, because it's not too much, but there is some examples
Yeah.
of stuff that could.
Yeah, there are a few
There
trigger
are-
warnings in this game.
There's also some flashing lights in this game at certain points.
Yeah, although I think a lot of the flashing lights aren't until much later into the run.
Yeah, we'll make sure to bring those up when they're relevant.
Yeah,
So here we have finished hide and seek, but somebody is missing.
I wonder who could be missing.
Surely that's surely not a funny foreshadowing to what happens about 9 minutes later.
Foreshadowing is
Oh,
a
yeah.
literary device.
That's so true.
That
Foreshadowing
is
is
so
hilarious.
true.
Yeah, so here we have the first battle of the game boss.
Yeah, the first
Which
boss
may
is
seem like an
literally
auto
boss.
scroller, but if you get good damage rolls, you can actually beat boss a few actions early, like 1 or 2. It varies from you. The fastest boss would be 6 actions. But doing that, if you get that, you should probably go buy a lottery ticket.
Yeah, so that's extremely good RNG. Not even the segmented run that was created a few months ago has that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
we
here
usually-
we're looking for. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't the most common one 9 actions, if I remember correctly?
10.
Okay.
Oh, we got a crit.
Yeah, 9 is like
Oh.
the better one that's actually reasonable to get in runs.
Okay.
Another crit. We might see a 9 action.
Oh,
9 also saves a turn over 10.
Oh my gosh, that's a 9 action.
Let's
Yeah.
go.
9 action is about, I want to say it was 16% chance, I think.
Something like
That
that.
sounds
That sounds
right.
right.
It saves like 3 seconds. Or, oh no, it's like 4.
yeah, it's funny because like this beginning part of the game, in terms of actual interaction, you're just holding turbo and then watching things happen. But there's also just a lot going on behind the scenes that you have to think about with that fight.
It's funny because the any percent run for this game picks up so like for the first 20 minutes you're basically watching cutscenes, but it picks up very rapidly.
Yeah, first 20 minutes you're watching cutscenes, and then the next 20 minutes after that you're just doing basic running around and grabbing items. And then around like 40-ish minutes into the run, then it really picks up and basically goes off the rails and no longer looks like what you think a speedrun of this game would look like.
I feel like a year ago, or a year and a half ago, Omori did look like what you would expect a
Yeah.
speedrun of this game to look like,
Yeah.
but now it's just not at all.
Yeah, I remember the community was talking about how much we didn't expect this game to pop off so much as a speedrun, but it's gotten so much better over the last 2.5 years.
So
Also,
there I talked to the mailbox
yeah,
because if I don't talk to him, Aubrey's going to point him out anyway, so it's faster to just get it there. Anyway, so here we have the first introduction into the rock, paper, scissors mechanic of the game in battles. Which is
This game has a rock paper scissors,
emotions.
the emotion system. Enemies can feel emotions. It's angry, sad, and happy, and basically rock paper scissors tree. You know, basically like the core 3 types of Pokemon. You know, one beats the other and all that. Surprisingly, it doesn't actually come up and play that much during the run. Outside of these encounters right here where the game is teaching you about them, we don't really ever see emotions used that much. Like occasionally they'll show up if a boss uses a certain attack with the RNG, but it doesn't actually impact the run that much.
The damage you deal to these guys is also RNG, and depending on what numbers you get, you can end the turn like in 1 turn. There, I didn't get good enough rolls, so I had to do a second turn. Here, Hero's going to try to show us the emotion chart, which tells us that emotions basically do some stat changes as well, but we don't need to know that.
The only time that's relevant actually is this fight, where the Sprout Mole right here is feeling sad. Sad ups your defense, and that means we do less damage. So we're going to use Kel's Annoy skill on the Sprout Mole to make it angry, which will then lower its defense and allow us to kill it faster.
Not only does it lower its defense, it also makes it so 30% of the damage is done to juice instead.
Yeah, so your damage is just reduced by a lot.
Yeah, this actually saves like a whole turn, I think.
So, unfortunately, I didn't get any tofu drops from those Sprout Moles, which might sound insignificant, but it actually comes up.
Yeah, it
Like
comes
it
up.
actually matters. Okay, here's
comes
our
up like
first glitch. The first glitch of the game.
This glitch is very easy.
This glitch is funny.
If you want me to explain how that works, I don't know.
No one
Yeah.
really knows.
It just works.
Also, notice how Basil's like a space backwards for some reason.
Yeah. And that glitch is as simple as just opening that cutscene, holding X, and then just walking away. And funnily enough, that glitch isn't present in the initial 1.0 release of the game.
Yeah, we think text
Something
skipping
changed.
somehow broke it, but we're
Yeah.
not sure how.
Yeah, in this fight, we're going to be guarding all. Right here, that's like it automatically ends after 2 turns, so guarding
Also,
is the
there's-
fastest action we can do here.
Also, look, there is 2 copies of our party members for some
Yeah,
reason.
don't worry about it.
Yeah, that just happens. Don't question it.
Part of the experience.
So enemies in
Yeah.
this game can actually miss. Yield Sprout has a 5% chance to miss. And we also want to get damaged so we can have
Oh,
10
hey, look,
energy.
he missed Hero.
Oh no. Yeah,
If
you don't
he
wanna get
misses
missed
twice, I lose 20 seconds. So hopefully that doesn't happen.
Every time we get hit, that
It
bar at the
happened.
bottom.
No!
I haven't
You
seen
spoke
that
it.
in
Let's
so
go.
long now.
You spoke it into existence. Yeah. The whole goal
So
we want to
that
get
is-
to 10 energy as fast as possible because the game wants us to teach us about releasing energy when we hit 10 energy, and because of this, Yield Sprout has exactly the amount of health that a release energy attack will do. So
Yeah, I mean, if we don't have
So-
10 energy, we can't use release energy, so we have to spend another turn trying to get hit.
also, I think he also missed Aubrey on that final turn
Yeah.
as well, even though it
The
didn't matter.
chance of getting double miss is 8% on any given run.
I got
Sure
triple
doesn't feel
miss.
So
like
that's
that.
funny. Only
Also,
I haven't
just-
seen double miss in months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
also
haven't
just
seen
point
it in
out,
a
uh,
suspiciously long time.
Yeah, also
game was
one point
holding
out,
onto it.
minor glitch there that used to be a lot more important in the run. If you, in this version of the game, if you end a fight on like any of the actions, so like, you know, throwing
Like
a hero,
follow-ups, yeah.
release energy, follow-ups and all that, the end of battle text will automatically skip.
Yeah, that was patched out in
Uh,
1.7.
Yeah, if you're just holding on turbo, it will just automatically skip through text instead of playing it at its normal speed. Earlier versions of this run, that actually used to be kind of important for saving time. But now
It's still
it's
helpful,
really
but yeah.
still
it's not-
helpful, but it's really only relevant in that fight.
That's mostly because we have alternative methods for defeating most of the bosses in this game now.
Yeah, so right here, we got Basil taking a new picture of all of us. Then Kel and Aubrey are going to get into a fight. Oh no, he dropped the photo album. Surely this won't have any lasting impact on the rest of this game's plot. Surely.
So here we're going to help Basil fix his photo album. There's also a little bit of RNG here. The first photo we want to put in is the one where Basil is wearing a flower crown. And that can be anywhere here. And it's in the 3rd slot, which isn't the best, but it's okay.
Yeah, with these photos, 3 of them are on the 2nd page and only one is on the 1st page. Ideally, you want the one with Basil on the flower ground on the 1st page so you can just continue to hold turbo and automatically select it. And save a bit of time with menuing, but, you know, obviously you don't always get that.
Oh, also, trigger warning.
Yeah,
so-
trigger
yeah,
warning
yeah.
coming up here.
for the next, 20 seconds.
Yeah, for about 20, 30 seconds.
You would like to look away, and now is the time.
Yeah, he dropped a photo. I wonder what this could be.
I don't know
Yeah,
wonder what that was.
It's not like one frame
nice.
of it. I couldn't really make it out though.
If you wanna know what that is,
Surely we will find that out in this game, right? Surely in this
surely,
run.
in this
Surely.
run, yes.
Early.
Yeah, more cutscenes here. Yeah, this game is this game can get pretty dark at times. Most of the time, it's just a happy, funny, quirky, Earthbound-inspired RPG, you know. But occasionally, and especially occasionally in this run specifically, the game will show its true colors and kind of punch you in the gut.
So here's some lore. Yeah.
I love
There's
lore.
some lore. There's some lore going on here, but you know, we're speedrunners. What's lore?
Hey, guys, that person on the left looks kind of familiar. I can't quite put my finger on it though.
Nah, I think you're imagining it.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
So here we get to name the player character. It's kind of random what he will be named, and I hope the chat is going to guess what he'll be named.
Personally, I'm a fan of Sunaz, but Sun A is also funny.
I'm on the Sun E gang.
We got
Sun A. Oh, that's a beautiful one.
Yeah,
The best one is capital SUNN and then lowercase EE.
Sunny's pretty good.
I also,
Sunny.
one of my friends, another owner of this game, also managed to just get perfect, just Sunny, like no changes to the name at all.
Wait, hang
So
on
yeah,
a
now
second,
we're,
Kyoshi. Why didn't you name yourself OmoCAD? This is all achievements, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
streamer,
that's
streamer,
pretty
all
true.
achievements.
Oops, my bad. My bad. Wait, what do you mean we're not doing an 8.5 hour category?
Wait a minute, that's true.
Yeah, the time slot's only 3 hours, so I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, very
We'll make it
fast,
work.
you know. Speed up the game, you know.
Okay, so coming up, we have the first example of using the touchscreen function to our advantage. So a hand is going to try to grab us. Normally, we can't move any direction other than down because the game is watching for the inputs right, left, and up. And if you do that, it'll just be like, you are hungry and won't let you move. But if you move up with the touchscreen, it ignores that. And you can just walk into the hand. It saves like 10 seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the game doesn't really expect you to use touchscreen, so it kind of oftentimes doesn't check for those inputs.
Yeah. The funny thing with touchscreen is that its biggest application we didn't know existed until the release of the Switch port last
Yeah.
year.
We'll see that later. We'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll get there.
Also, these stairs are a lot longer than I remember them being like 2 minutes ago. That's strange.
It's another example of being able to move with the touchscreen when you're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Anyway, trauma.
Yeah, when we say
This is the
touchscreen, we
first
mean
something,
mouse,
but-
by the way.
Yeah. This game does have touchscreen functionality. It's technically always there. You just need specific tools to access it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't really easily accessible to most people until the release of the Switch port. And that's when we found a lot of its major applications in the run.
Mhm.
It's
That's
too bad
also-
they patched the Switch port.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
I learned that the hard way because I wanted to do some of the new content a few months ago. So I obviously installed the game again and it got patched, and I learned out the hard way, and I was so sad.
So here, Sunny is, Sun A is hungry. So we are going to see what food there is. Steak.
Cold steak.
Yeah.
Well, it's
My
all
favorite.
Surely,
Luckily-
surely Sunny will heat this up for a sufficient amount of time.
Surely.
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 Anyways, hot take. Well done steak's the only way to eat it.
I see.
I don't like the silence.
I have opinions.
No
on that.
comment.
No, make a comment.
Also, someone in chat asking what is the any percent record for this game? That would be 208. What's the seconds? I can't remember. I'm
55.
pulling a blank. Yeah, 208.55, and that's with load remover.
Anyway, if you're gonna reheat a steak, don't put it in the microwave for 4 seconds.
Yeah, that's the real lesson of this game. Also, shout out to this being the only proper meal Sunny eats throughout the entire game.
Unless you're playing True Route.
Yeah, in
Wait.
which case, he eats a shocking 2 meals.
No way.
Crazy. Anyway,
That.
we're gonna go back to bed. I don't know what this place is. Apparently, we were in a dream world the whole time.
Yeah, it's some like.
But
dreaming.
I like sleeping. Let's go back to sleep.
Sleeping
Yeah.
is good.
True.
But yeah, we forgot to mention that. Yeah, the whole like first 16 minutes of the game. Yeah, that was a dream world.
Yeah, and
We're
I do
mainly
like
gonna be
how
playing in dream world.
I do like how the game manages to hide it in with all its marketing and whatnot because it focuses solely on the dream world, or as it's called, headspace. It definitely gave me quite the entertaining shock when I played this game for the first time, since the only information I had on this game was that Steam recommended it to me because it was similar to Undertale, and the first few screenshots that showed up on the store page. I didn't even read the description.
So there we were just Oh, someone was talking. Who?
Oh, I was just gonna say I vaguely knew about this game because of the demo a couple of years before it came out, but otherwise I basically knew nothing about it.
So here we got introduced on the computer. We got introduced to the Hangman game. Unless you're playing a certain category, you need to get all of the keys in Headspace to access the last area of the game and beat the game. So throughout the game, we're going to be picking up 12 keyboard keys. We know what the correct ones are. They're always the same. So we're just going to be progressing by picking those up.
And luckily, the game is nice enough to put all the ones you need for progress in pretty easy to reach areas that aren't too far out of the way. In fact, most of them are locked behind beating the game's major story bosses.
There are,
There's
a
the
couple,
A.
There's one
there
right
are
there.
a couple keys that aren't required that you need to pick up for the run just to progress, but it's generally not too many.
Yes.
Yeah.
The only key that is like that is the F key. I'm assuming it's just because the game wants to introduce you to incorrect keys.
Yeah, since up to that point, if you haven't been exploring, the only keys you will have found are the keys that were put directly in front of you as part of progression.
Yes, please type the letter when we
Yes.
pick up every key.
Yeah, please do that. I will say the keys here, they're like the biggest block of progress in this version of the game.
Yeah.
We can't just use glitches to get to the end of the game and immediately not only do we need those to progress, but also there is a glitch that was found that works on the most current version of the game that uses some naming shenanigans that allow you to get to the end of True Route without having to really do any of the headspace stuff past waking up for the second time. And unfortunately, for some reason, there is a check near the end of the game for if you have every single key, and if you don't, the game soft locks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, if you haven't watched the cutscene that shows you the opening of the last area of the game just soft locks.
Yeah.
Also, I'm glad people noticed. Yes, the bush disappeared.
Yes,
Oh yeah,
the
we
bush
forgot to bring
did.
that up.
Yeah, the bush disappeared.
The bush never existed. It wasn't real.
Yeah. And
In
the funny
fact,
part
if
about
you
that,
try to touch that bush before it vanishes, it has no collision.
yeah, I in our little group chat that we had while preparing for this, there's just a humorous picture I took of me standing inside of the bush, just to prove that it was real. So yeah, now
So
we're getting
there
into
are-
actual gameplay.
There are 2 glitches that Rotten Milk allows us to do, which we will talk about. One of them we'll talk about later in the run. The other application of it will be in the glitch expedition.
Yeah, the answer to that is yes and no, because there's 2 glitches you can do with the rotten milk.
Yeah, right now there's not really too much out of extraordinary things we're doing. We're just going to be running through here and picking up some specific items.
I'm
One
going to
of
have
them
to
we're
pick
gonna
up
be using.
an extra item because I did not get a tofu.
Yeah, one of them we're going to be saving for a slightly later fight, and the others we're going to be picking up to sell immediately so we can buy some items.
Yeah, funnily enough, if you don't get the tofu from the sprout moles, you're literally short 1 clam. So we need 1 extra item.
Yeah, it's really funny.
So here we're going to be picking up the jacks. We need 2 of these. They will be useful for 1 fight. So we're getting a sparkler and the light jam, and hopefully this bunny is nice to me. Okay.
Yeah, there are some just to bring up now. We won't be seeing it for a little later. There are some encounters in this game that are kind of mean to us. We have chosen specific names for them.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there when we get there. But just
Well,
leaving
they're
that
pretty
up, putting that up in the air. Who knows? Maybe if we find other enemies that mess us up in this run, you guys can help
B.
us name them.
B.
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 Nui.
Banui.
Okay, so in this next room, there's this enemy. If he moves off screen, that's bad. Okay, he didn't. Now if he moves down, that's also bad. Okay. So
Alright,
here we
shout out
have
to
the potato method.
Yeah, shout out to that bunny. That one can give you some trouble.
Both of these bunnies are very mean.
But not mean enough to warrant a name.
Yeah. So here we were. The reason we went into Vast Forest was for the items, yes, but it's also we were searching for Basil, who is now missing.
Who?
Yeah. Wait, who? Who? I'm sorry. You mean French Toulon, of course.
Yeah.
Babil.
Babil.
Fun fact: the French name of Toulon from Tears of the Kingdom is Babil.
That is probably one of the funniest screenshots of that game I've seen, because I was just not expecting that to show up. Just going through my Discord notifications one day, and then I'm scrolling in the OMORI Speedrun Discord, and someone just posted Babil, and I was like, whoa.
So when you're using touchscreen movement, your characters will move for you, and it'll like pathfind around collision. So the reason I did that in this room is there's a lot of turnarounds, and it's just easier to use touchscreen movement.
Yeah. This game obviously uses standard 4-direction movement. There is no diagonal movement. Surely this game wouldn't have rooms that are designed with diagonal movement in mind, right? Right?
Surely.
Yeah, there wouldn't be.
There would never be any rooms like that. There would never be any rooms where it is faster to just use touchscreen to move around.
Anyway, I can't wait to go on cool adventures with our friend Hector the Pet Rock.
That's so
It's gonna be a
true.
great time.
Yeah, I know. Pet Rock is the real homie. What was that noise?
Wait, no.
No,
Don't tell me.
No,
Don't
no.
tell me.
No!
No, Hector.
Anyways, find Hector timing. Let's go. The best timing in the game.
This is so sad.
For context, there is a category extension of this game called Find Hector, where obviously the goal is to find Hector.
Also, I love the
and-
snake just falling.
And there is and the timing for there starts the moment you lose Hector. So we have a specially made save file that starts the tile below where you lose Hector.
Yeah, it's I believe the shortest category of this game, even shorter than Pet
Yeah,
the
it's
Dog.
like what, about 15 minutes, I think.
13, I believe, like a low 13.
So here we're going to be entering the first, well, it's not the first area, but like
It's like the first
first
main
major
area.
area. Yeah.
Yeah, Vast Forest is
kind
a
of a like tutorial.
it's kind of a tutorial / hub area. Obviously, outside that stub we walked out of at the beginning of this section, and 3 of those directions are the other 3 main areas of the game.
So here we're going to be selling most of what we picked up in Vast Forest, except the. Did I pick up the apple juice?
I think
Did
you
you?
did.
I think you did. I wasn't paying attention actually.
If I don't, I will just pick up an item.
Yeah, there's items you can pick up in the junkyard.
I did not. Let's go. So I'm 1 clam short right now.
You could maybe
because I
pick up a
forgot
can
to-
to sell.
No,
Oh.
you cannot sell the can.
Oh yeah, I guess that makes sense, huh?
So
yeah.
I'm just gonna have to sell something a bit later. It's okay. Only
Yeah, but,
loses around 5 seconds.
Yeah, but there we got a bunch of rubber bands. Rubber bands are actually really, really good in the early game because they do a flat 50 damage. And obviously, when we're at such a low level that our damage is capping out in like the 20s, obviously doing 50 damage is going to be very helpful against some mini bosses we'll be fighting.
Yeah, casually when you get to this point, usually rubber bands are not really that helpful because you're already doing like about as much damage as them. But if you go here really early, like really under leveled, then they're kind of broken.
Yeah,
They do so much damage.
Yeah, in casual play at this point, the biggest application of the rubber bands is the fact that they lower defense.
Mm.
In fact, that's what I mainly used them for when I played casually.
I don't even think I used them at all.
I know I used them a lot with Hero early on just because his damage output was a little shaky.
So here we see Spade's boyfriend. He's sad.
Yeah, he's having a moment. He's in his bed. He's sad. So we're going to go find his fire mixtape that accidentally got thrown away. That's actually true. I was just trying to remember. I remember I had a note in my head of something I wanted to say about Space Boyfriend. I just couldn't remember what it was. Yeah, Captain Space Boy was like a guest character basically from someone else provided the design, and the person who designed Space Boy said he's canonically trans. So good for him.
Trans rights.
Trans rights.
So
So true.
soon here
Trans
we're
rights
going
are
to
human
be
rights.
entering a suspiciously dungeon-looking area.
Yes, a suspiciously large junkyard that we're entering here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, shout out to Stardust Diving. I love this song.
True.
The song is great. I wish I could hear it.
I'm sorry.
It's
That's
okay. It's not your fault.
It's okay. I'll go.
So here we still need 4 more rubber bands for the boss of this area. Conveniently, there are 4 rubber bands in this
Also, don't
area.
forget to pick up something extra. For
Yeah, I will pick up. I guess the donut on the way to the Jacks. That seems like
probably
the
Yeah,
best
there's,
option.
there's a lot of items in the room with the last rubber band that you can also just.
Or I could just get the life jam, I guess.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
true. The
You
life
passed.
jam is like in the way.
Yeah, you literally.
But
passed.
anyways,
So here we have the punch card. Someone explain it, please.
Yeah, for any of the Undertale speedrunners, we basically just unlocked this game's version of the punch card, the tag menu. In normal play, tag menu, you just tag between characters that each have their special abilities, as you can see here, with Aubrey smashing things. Normally what you're supposed to do is talk to that with Hero to get the charm. Instead, we just open the tag menu while moving forward a tile, and it just ignores the event on that tile, basically.
Yeah, this is thanks to a weird RPG Maker bug that has to do with custom menus. That, like, if you use one on certain triggers, it just skips them. This
Yeah.
glitch is also seen in one-shot speedruns.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, we can use that. Obviously, like, we can use it to skip cutscenes, and there are certain things that count as cutscenes, including getting on a conveyor belt. So instead, we just use those to use the tag menu to basically skip through the conveyor belts and skip having to ride on them very slowly.
The conveyor room is actually quite difficult, by the way.
Yeah, it's also the perfect place to practice tag steps if you aren't sure about your skill with them, because there's a lot of consecutive tag steps you're doing there.
The funny.
Oh my god, the funny.
The funny.
So yeah,
I love this
normally,
glitch so much.
yeah, so normally if you try to tag Kel before doing this cutscene, it will automatically tag you back to Omori. What Kiyoshi did there was basically just open the tag menu on while getting on that tile and hovering it over Kel. That way, when the cutscene ends, he automatically tags Kel.
That saves 0.2, by the way. So Dairy doesn't matter.
But this is GDQ. We gotta show
Okay,
off.
we gotta show off some swag strats.
Yeah. Speaking of swag strats, watch this.
Oh, this enemy's so hard to dodge. Look at how hard that was. And also, we're picking up the second Jax here.
So I got the life jam. I will sell it after the boss.
Yeah, just remember to sell it.
I'm saving anyway, so even if I forget to sell it, we'll be
There's the last rubber band.
So
Anyway, we're
here's-
actually about to meet the most important character in the game, actually. Just here in a second. We tagged Hero beforehand to save a bit of time, since it will play the cutscene, and then you'd have to tag Hero if you weren't tagged already. Let's go, Ems! Let's go, Ems! Very important character.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, fun fact, after this point, the next time Ems shows up is in a VIP room, in basically the post-game.
Well, isn't it like I don't remember which club sandwich she's in.
Yeah, I don't remember which one. Maybe
I don't
it's
remember
one of them.
either. I rarely ever touch the club sandwich rooms.
She's in one of them. I know
Yeah,
that much. So here we have the worst character in the game.
Rosa. There's a funny thing with this cutscene. Obviously, since this game didn't have text skip at first, there were some things that weren't really designed with text skip in mind. This event right here is one of them. Because we progressed the text so fast, Rosa actually momentarily disappears. And if you move fast enough, you can just run right by where she's supposed to be. And if you do it at the wrong time, you will soft lock.
Shout out to Potato, who famously soft locked on Rosa in a run.
Yeah, I had no idea how that happened at the time.
Tag step.
It was really
Excellent.
funny.
The forbidden unrestricted tag step.
Nice reference.
I was gonna say, I just learned that category, so...
So here we have the first actual boss of the game, download window. It's funny because we turn it into a not boss by spamming 12 rubber bands.
Yeah. So normally
Download
this
window
fight-
normally has about 600 normal health. By using 4 rubber bands for 3 turns, you essentially kill it before it does its only move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So normally on the fourth turn, it will explode and do a lot of damage.
I think it's
however,
the end of the third turn, actually.
Yeah, but funnily enough, with 12 rubber bands, you do exactly enough damage to kill it before it can explode.
Yeah.
It's amazing how perfectly this route works.
Yeah.
There are some curse strats you can do.
Hero
There's
follow-up.
one that saves 2 seconds where you follow up with Hero to Aubrey at the end. Don't do it.
It's funny. Sometimes when I specifically at all bosses categories where the money routing can be a little wonky if you forget to do a specific thing, and you end up with only 11 rubber bands. Sometimes I'll go for that as a YOLO. But you generally don't want to do it because it is entirely RNG because you need a crit.
So here we got the Space Boyfriend's mixtape back. Surely we're gonna go give that to him right now, and nothing weird's gonna happen.
Nope.
So basically, this has been pretty tame so far, right? We saw a glitch where you picnic skipped the cutscene. Tag stepping is a big glitch, yeah, but I think most people can get how that works.
Yeah, but right now we've basically been progressing the game as normal.
We're about to
Streamer to tag step. That's 2 minutes, streamer.
Also, rip Snaily.
Surely he won't die again.
Surely.
Rip.
Obviously, we intentionally did not do that tag step.
Yeah, we
you
used
can
to
just skip this cutscene.
We used to use it to skip this cutscene, but we now need it because we need the fast travel that you get from Pluto, and you'll see why.
Yeah, normally this was a really big tag step. It was about like what, 2.5 minute cutscene.
Yeah, I think it was like the biggest one.
Yeah, one of the
2.5 minutes.
I remember in the old route. In the old route, I had notes because there was a lot of stuff you needed to remember for that. And my notes for this part of the game was miss Pluto tag step and cry because I kept missing it in practice because I was still not good at the game.
Yeah,
This cutscene is
really
2.5 minutes, right? That's 2.5 times longer than any other tag step to miss.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And funnily enough, in terms of just cutscenes in general, this isn't even the longest cutscene in the game. The longest cutscene in the game is something that we can't skip, actually, but...
Yet.
Yeah.
We probably won't be able to be honest.
We'll find a way. We'll find a way.
We'll find a way.
Somehow.
We'll find a way outside of unrestricted.
Yeah. Anyway, it's very hard to explain Pluto wrong warps while doing them. I'm gonna need somebody to explain it.
I will try my best.
Yeah.
Whoever
wants to.
Basically, we're going to enter something called a picnic state using the touchscreen. This is one of the applications of touchscreen that we found in the Switch version. But basically, when you use touchscreen movement while in a picnic cutscene, you can move around as long as you've done an input beforehand that wasn't the touchscreen. And you can do some very funny things with it. Specifically, you can overlap a choicer on top of another choicer. So we're going to actually apply the choicer from the mailbox shop. We're gonna first overlap that using a text box from the picnic cutscene that we're about to watch, and then that will then overlap it on top of the choicer for where you want to fast travel to in just a bit, and that will allow us to access basically every major area of the game.
Yeah, if the game tries to call for a text box when a text box is already open, it just skips it, and if you overlap a choicer in that way, the choicer gets stored until another one's brought up.
This is the biggest glitch in the game. This allows for major sequence breaking. So first we're gonna head over to Firefly Forest. The main reason we're doing this is basically just so we can tag it as a fast travel location, so we can then go back there later and skip having to do the actual forest itself. Which is a shame because it was a pretty fun part of the run beforehand. So yeah, we're gonna eat this cutscene right here, so we could get some specific text box progress, and also so we can access the mailbox right there, so we can overlap another choicer to get the full list of fast travel areas again.
Yeah, this cutscene we used to tag step in Picnic State, and it was horrible.
This
tag steps.
Also, so in chat saying that we do have mods allowed for this run, mostly just so you don't have to buy separate hardware to get the touchscreen stuff working.
Yeah, touchscreen is already just a thing that's in the game. It's just now we have a mod that makes it more accessible. Accessibility is good.
Anyways, Kyoshi's choosing not to end the text box there. We want to preserve the picnic cutscene in that room for later. So he's just not going to progress that, and that will keep that room in active state of the cutscene hasn't been cleared yet. meaning we can use it later. So anyway, now we're in Deep Well. This is one of the final areas of the game. Unfortunately, we can't just walk to the area and progress the story from here because this game is a little particular about story flags when it comes to the real world segments. So while you can access all the major bosses early, you don't really want to do anything before beating Space Boyfriend because using that, you'll be able to set your route. And if you don't do that, then the game will get confused when you go back to the real world. Anyways, Yoshi's going to be attending a glitch called DBS.
Oh, well. There's 2 cutscenes you can tag step here. I didn't. And this first one takes away your tag menu, so...
Yes. So we can't do the next one.
Also, opening that snake toll over there, that skips this area, Last Resort. We don't have to do Jossum or anything like that.
The only thing that toll checks for is if you have your full party with you. And since we do have our full party with us, we can just talk to them and open it up, and we don't even have to go to Last Resort when the story tells us to go there.
Yeah, when we go here casually, we only have OMORI and Cal, so we can't open that gate, but we have the full party, so we can just do it now. And it will stay open for the rest of the game.
Also, unfortunately, we were able to miss my favorite line in this picnic cutscene. Yes, I agree.
Yes, I agree.
Oh, by the way, Cal became Aubrey.
Yeah, Trans Cal, let's go.
I love Trans Cal.
So yeah, unfortunately, there's a glitch there called Double Picnic Skip or DBS. Don't worry about why it shares the name with a strat and Delta in Chapter 1. We will explain that story a little later.
Also, what do you mean the acronym doesn't work? Yes, it does. Double Picnic Skip, DBS.
Yeah, the B and double.
So right there, we talked to
we
Tiffany
did not
Darling.
get to that.
She gives us some clams based off our WTF value.
Unfortunately, we did not get the highest amount of clams, so we will not be saving 8 seconds.
Yeah, ideally we want her to give us 2,000 clams.
P.
I
do find it immensely funny that the P key is in the bathroom.
Okay, so I don't need to do DBS. I can just leave.
Yeah, normally with DBS, what you're supposed to do is you interact with the picnic food, say no, then interact with the actual picnic itself, and this will exit picnic state. And since we skipped the cutscene, we'll have our tag menu so we can then tag step those again. Unfortunately, since we missed the first one that takes your tag menu away, there's no point to doing it.
Also, we have blind movement here, so we have to actually know where we're going, or we could just reload the room.
Yeah,
I
because
just
we don't have
clicked
the
on
proper
the top left of the screen.
Yeah, but because we don't have the proper flags set, the actual graphics there won't load, but we'll still be in the room itself.
Yeah, it's supposed to give you the intro cutscene when you first enter it, but it just doesn't do that.
So here we are leaving picnic state. We finally have normal movement again. That whole time I was moving with the touchscreen because I couldn't use my arrow keys.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the first major boss battle of the game.
And one of the big, and also what the second biggest glitch in this game, target glitch.
Yeah, we're gonna be using copyright.
Obviously.
Surely.
Yeah, please ignore that we bought the 21 rotten milk, obviously. So yeah, target
so
glitch
watch
is
this HP. Goodbye.
Goodbye. Target glitch is a weird thing with the game's cursor memory, I think, where if you like say something like you have the emotion moves, which you can target either yourself or an enemy. If you make it target an enemy, confirm that selection, and then cancel the move, and then cancel doing that. You can then the cursor will then always be on the enemy, so you can target the enemy with things that are normally only supposed to target party members. And one of those includes the joke item, Rotten Milk, which heals like 10% of your juice, but does 50% of your max HP. I think you could tell how that can be a bit broken when you can use it on an enemy.
What's funny is it's not 10%, it's just 10 juice.
Oh, it's just 10 juice.
You only get 10 juice.
Yeah, if I had a nickel for every indie RPG that where a joke item broke the game in half, I would have 2 nickels.
Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Yeah. We're going to use Rotten Milk in every single major boss fight that we are forced to do. So that is where there is no actual skill with being able to get through the fights. And this is actually a really good thing because before we discovered all the wrong warps and we actually had to play the game normally until we got Rotten Milk, all of these fights were terrible and were extremely RNG heavy. Space Boyfriend alone was just a major reset point because of how much could go wrong in that fight if you didn't do the correct actions at the right time, or if you just hit somebody at the wrong moment. It was terrible.
Yeah.
Yes, it was patched in 1.7 as well.
Yeah, you cannot do target glitch on the current patch of the game, which, I mean, like, it's fair enough. It's a pretty easy thing to pull off on accident, and it does kind of trivialize all the combat.
I'm pretty sure it was found because people did it on accident.
Yeah.
E. 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 E.
E.
E.
Anyway, tag step coming up. Normally, Mari wants to tell us about Basil. Goodbye.
There's also a very funny tag step that saves like 1 second optimally.
1.8.
Oh, 1.8, okay.
Nice,
yeah, there's normally a
go.
cutscene there where that shadow person, who looks familiar but obviously isn't anybody important,
Yeah,
will
I don't
walk
know who
off
that
screen.
is.
Anyway, here, remember how I said rooms designed with diagonal movement in mind? Here we go.
Where am I going?
Yeah, we are using the touchscreen in this room specifically because it'll just do the hard movement for us. That way we lose less time to bumping into walls.
So here we're in the barn. There's some lore stuff connected to the barn. Yeah.
Like I said, this is something we have to do so we can set our route. There's nothing stopping you from going into Humphrey or Sweetheart's Castle and doing all of those. But if you do Sweetheart's Castle first before doing Space Boyfriend, when you go back to the real world, it'll be nighttime and the door will not exist, so you get soft locked.
Trigger warning is coming up, by the way.
Oh yes, almost forgot about that.
So look away for half a minute if you do not want to see this.
Yeah, and then if you do Humphrey first, Humphrey is the more devious one because everything seems normal at first. You know, you're able to progress onto your route correctly. Except strangely, when you wake up, there's a cutscene with Hero that plays that normally isn't supposed to play there, but, surely that wouldn't be important. But then, you go through and you do Sweetheart's Castle afterwards, and then you realize that Hero cutscene deletes the dishes, and you soft lock because there's no way to wash the dishes if they're already done.
Yep.
Yeah, real world breaks very easily if you do stuff out of order, but Headspace mostly stays intact.
Yeah. The biggest stuff with the real world sequence breaking is just setting your route properly. Which obviously you can only do if you do Space Boyfriend first and go to the barn.
Yeah, by a sheer miracle, though, we can do Humphrey before Sweetheart, which is faster.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Spoilers in my speedrun?
I can't believe Potato would spoil the speedrun.
Can't believe this.
But yeah, we do indeed do Humphrey before we do Sweetheart in this category.
Yeah, that is about the biggest of in terms of actual story progression, that is probably the biggest sequence break itself.
I want to say it saves a minute to do Humphrey first. I think that's correct, because if you do Sweetheart first, we skip Last Resort, so we never get the tag menu back. If you beat Sweetheart, she takes away your tag menu, basically. So here we have a knocking at the door. Yeah, I don't know what this is about. Whoa, Kel?
Boy, Keel.
Kel?
Keel.
He wants us to come outside.
Streamer.
Feel like it.
Streamer, the true route though. Streamer, you have to face your trauma.
I don't
Streamer.
really feel like it.
But
Streamer, the lore, the characters.
But
I think that's
comfy.
fake. It's probably just going to be another jump scare. I don't know.
That's true.
So yeah, this is where the game's two major routes split. If you open the door, you go on the true route. If you close the door and then go back to sleep, you will then go on to the Hikikomori route, or as it is officially called in the official walkthrough that I paid $90 for, the neutral route.
Okay, so now we're going to do riveting gameplay, sweeping.
Woo! Yeah,
sweeping.
baby! Woo! This is a highly engaging gameplay where we sweep dust on the ground.
I hate dust.
I love how the dust is invisible until you decide that you want to sweep.
Yeah.
Tony just simply doesn't perceive it. Just is not there.
Yeah.
Just
let's
like me,
say,
for real.
But if you guys think this is riveting, wait until you see dishwashing, the peak of speedrunning.
But wait, dishwashing is peak. We get to hold our breath waiting.
Yeah. The intense gameplay of wondering if Sunny will break a dish. I'm sorry, Sunny.
Sunny.
Yeah, who's Sunny?
IDK.
IDK.
There's also another funny glitch that you can do with the broom that will unfortunately soft lock you, but it is quite comical, and hopefully we'll be showing that off in the showcase after the run.
There is going to be a glitch showcase after. We will have about 30 to 40 minutes, I want to say, to show stuff, which should be enough time to show a lot of things you don't really get to see in this run.
Yeah, there are a lot of funny glitches that can happen in this run. Some of them you'll see in other categories that aren't just any percent. And some of them just don't really do anything, but are just funny to look at, so... Also, Kyoshi's taking very specific movement here to take the least amount of tiles to sweep all of these dust spots. Apparently, there's a lot of thinking that goes into this. I don't know. I lose a lot of time here just because I just go to whatever one I'm closest to.
What are you talking about? My brain is off. My brain is simply not functioning right now. This is all muscle.
Yeah, you can lose a surprising amount of time here just from unoptimal movement. And I find that kind of funny because
It
this
really,
is like...
yeah, it really is. It's so
Yeah,
easy
I
to
just-
underestimate how much time you can lose here.
Yeah. Especially because losing a tile in an area where you cannot run loses more time, obviously, than in Headspace where you're running most of the time. So losing a tile is like 0.2. So anyways, Sunny had a moment and fainted.
The dust pile positions are always the same. If they were random, it would be a lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to think about the universe where they're random.
What's funny is they totally could have done that. Like, yeah.
So anyways, unfortunately, while Sunny was passed out, there was a big spider infestation in the house. Very sad. Oh, I wonder what that at the bottom of the stairs was. Surely it's
Oh,
nothing.
I wonder what that door is on the left there. That's weird.
What do you mean? When you check that door normally, it just says there's nothing there. The game would never lie to you.
Oh, that's pretty
There is
true.
nothing there.
Also, there's some small movement tech here.
Yeah.
Spider legs are going to normally jump out and hit at Sunny. You can actually stop early and they will just not hit you. And doing that, how much time does it save? I know it says a few seconds.
15 seconds if you don't get hit by any of them. If you get hit by all three, you lose 15 seconds.
Yeah, if you get hit by all three, then obviously you'll lose time from them hitting you. And also there's a cutscene that plays after, like, I think the second one where Sunny just kind of stops in place and shivers and then continues moving.
So here we have the second fear boss, which is pretty much the same as the first one. We need to calm down and then use the skill that Sunny learns from whoever's talking to him. I don't know.
Yeah, some random voice, probably nobody important. Probably just the game itself, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, the three fear fights that you do in the real world, they're basically all the same in terms of what you need to do. Is just calm down to get rid of the afraid status, since being afraid locks you out of using any skills that aren't calm down. And then you just attack until you're given the skill that wins the fight. These are more for atmosphere and story purposes than being actual engaging boss fights.
This game has a story.
It does.
Oh yeah, yeah. Wait, I didn't know that. If you want to see these as actual engaging boss fights, then Hiki postgame, where you can actually fight them, and they all have gimmicks, and they also give you some of the best skills in the game.
So there's a funny thing that can happen here where if you have watched this cutscene already in the same like session of the game being open, the movie just won't play.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
Mori is a 2020 video game.
More is a 2020 movie.
Yeah, I don't know why the cutscene doesn't load, but it happened to me one time without even having watched the cutscene before, and I think me playing in debug mode did cause that, but it was kind of sad because I just couldn't figure out what was happening, and I thought my game broke.
Yeah, I believe the same thing happens with the Lost Library cutscene.
Anyways, we have another lore cutscene right here. Something's happening here.
Uh-oh.
Monka.
Surely that was nothing bad.
Surely.
Yeah, it's just nap time, that's all.
So here, we're getting back to Headspace. We're going to use the Jacks in this upcoming fight.
Yeah, much like the rubber band, Jacks also do set damage. Jacks also have the property of they attack all enemies. And we're about to get into a fight with 4 enemies. So obviously we want to be able to attack all of them. But first, we got to sit through some cutscenes. This game is a pretty chill speedrun overall. Like, there's intense moments when you're actually doing the glitches, but for the most part, it's chill while you're just sitting through the cutscenes.
Oh, we were talking earlier about like doing a break. I think that's coming up pretty soon.
We will be doing that at, I believe, right before entering the Quest for Hearts cutscene. The first one.
Okay, I was gonna say, was it the first one or the second one?
Yeah,
also,
definitely the first one.
If I got 1,000 clams from Tiffany, I could have skipped that snake. But because I didn't, I need it for our clam routing.
Yeah, the snake is a real one. It gives us a lot of clams.
Yeah.
Our routing would not work nearly as well if that snake was not there.
I love that snake. What a homie.
So it seems like our friend named Basil is still missing. Are we sure who that is?
I still don't know who that is.
These characters keep mentioning Basil. I don't remember ever seeing a Basil.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Reminds me of that one bird character from the new Zelda game.
What's his name? Birdly?
Yeah, Burgley.
God, I just can't look at that one spot where the bush used to be the same way anymore.
Yeah, I'm never going to see it the same way ever again.
My fault.
So anyways, yeah, we're going to have a fight against Spore Sprout Moles here. And obviously, this fight is required to progress the story. If we try to go down towards the Pluto fast travel area, it's the long dog, right?
Yeah.
The long dog will just block your way.
Yeah, hot diggity dog.
So here we're just doing rebound and 2 jacks, and it'll kill this entire line of Sprout Moles every time.
Yeah, what did we used to do? I think we used to just follow up with Kel.
Yeah,
but it's pretty inconsistent.
That is technically faster if you get like the perfect RNG, but that's very unlikely.
Yeah.
Okay, so hopefully we get a tofu here. It'd be nice. We didn't get one.
Unfortunate. We're gonna need a tofu while progressing through Sweetheart's Castle. Much later, actually.
Thankfully, we don't really need to detour very much because it's like right there.
So here we're going to be. So the game wants us to go to Firefly. We are going to go there, but we're going to do it since we already unlocked the area. We're going to skip the entire like forest section and just go to the end of it.
Yeah, conveniently the station is at the very end of the Firefly Forest, so we can just fast travel there now that we've unlocked it.
Yeah, and since we preserved the cutscene there, before there's a property of the picnic state where it'll take that picnic ID, and if you end the picnic state in another room, you'll just teleport to a part relating to whatever the picnic ID is. Very conveniently with the Otherworld picnic, the location it will spawn you in this room is right below where Kiyoshi was, where he did that tag step. Unfortunately, since we need to preserve that picnic for a skip later, we won't be able to see that use, but it is a pretty convenient thing that works out.
There's a boss battle there that we just skipped.
Wait, there is? I've never seen that boss fight. obviously.
That's true. Okay, so
Also, shout out to
I
that
believe-
tickets promo right there. In the all achievements category, we have to do that tag step 18 times.
Yeah. So here, I believe this is where we discussed we're taking the break. Like right on this text box. I think.
For a break.
Yeah. So I think.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
All right,
Okay.
perfect. So during these longer runs, we like to take a break, just so everybody can get up, stretch, get some water, anything they need to do. Just a
I need to grab my dinner from the other room.
I need to see if a cat wants
sounds
to come
good.
inside already.
food is important. So yeah.
It is.
We're gonna take just a few minute break so everybody can go take care of that. Just a reminder before we go to our break, if you missed out on any of our past events like SGDQ 2023 or Juneteenth, you can check out the VODs on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. With that said, we'll be back in just a few minutes with the rest of the run.
Okay.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is our OMORI showcase and we are in the middle of a run. I will just hand it right back over and whenever you're ready to get back started, you can just give us a quick countdown.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. Who wants to count down?
I did it the first time, so if
I
someone
will-
else wants to volunteer.
I'll do it, I guess.
Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So here we have a cutscene. If you wanted to see me playing the game after the break, I'm sorry. You gotta wait a bit.
Yeah. A little slightly extended break, you know.
Yeah, it's
I have
sti-
a quick time to, drink some more water, or in my case, eat some food.
True.
yeah, it is still time to drink water. Actually, it's always time to drink water.
It's time to drink water.
I love that video so much.
Me too.
There's a video. I don't know where Kiyoshi found it, but he posted it in my server one time. It's just a video of the official Mari plush with someone like pouring water on it, while in the audio there's just a voice, like a text-to-speech voice or whatever, saying, "It's time to drink water. It's time to drink water."
It's become such a big inside joke with our group of friends. We love it.
So apparently the lore with Sweetheart is she's trying to find a suitor. So we have a bunch of sprout moles, which, I mean, I'm not judging anyone, but I don't think sprout moles would make a good romantic partner.
Yeah.
That, and I don't
Yeah.
think this is the healthiest way to find a suitor.
Snaily, however, that's a good choice.
Yeah,
that's
certainly nothing
acceptable.
bad will happen to Snaily momentarily.
Surely.
Glad to see recovered from his Pluto incident.
Does anybody else feel like s'mores?
Yeah, that sounds
Oh,
good.
hey.
No!
No!
Snaily!
No!
07.
That's a bit burned.
07.
I guess our s'mores are ruined.
Yeah, unfortunate. My favorite fun fact about Snaily is that the most current patch of the game added a boss fight with Snaily. Just randomly. I don't know why. And it gaslit me so much in my playthrough of the game when I was replaying it, because I played the game right before that final patch, and then when I was replaying it like the next week after the patch, there was the boss fight with Snaily, and I was just sitting there like, wait, why don't I remember this?
Yeah, I remember when they added that.
So here we have to fix the lights because the sprout moles are incompetent and don't know how.
Yeah.
But actually, we're not going to finish the Quets for Heart cutscene until later. As we said, we're going to go to Humphrey.
Yeah,
I
we're just
kinda
here to
spoiled that
do
a
some
little bit.
setup.
Yeah. We are going to sequence break the game even more.
Yeah, we're basically just doing this because we're here, but we need specifically the Firefly picnic to
Oh.
set up a skip we're about to do.
Yeah, there's a cutscene here. I missed the tag step, though.
Yeah, thankfully this isn't a long cutscene, at least.
I don't know what happened to my C input there. I guess it just didn't happen. Did not
Happens.
exist. So hopefully we don't miss the King Parlor tag step coming up, because that's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do
It
have
used to be
do
a
that
lot
few
bigger
times.
before we had Rotten Milk for the fight.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where I remember in like earlier runs, it was more worth it to close the save beforehand and close the game if you missed it.
Yeah, in the old
So-
route, if you missed King Carly skip, your run was essentially dead unless you saved before, because you cannot take him on at your current state.
So here we're going to get into Picnic State again. Not to do any Pluto wrong warps, we're actually going to do a different property of Picnic State, which is right now we have the ID of that picnic stored, and if we take it to a different picnic and end that picnic cutscene, it'll put us in the wrong place.
and we're gonna use this specifically in Humphrey to skip skip one of the 3 sections.
Yeah,
And now we have.
If you're familiar with the SGDQ run of this game from 2022, I believe. Yeah, this is new. This was not in the run before.
So this is one of the hardest segments of the game.
Yeah, anyways, our clam routing act with the WTFL actually matters for this part specifically because we need to pay all of these tolls. We can't just go up and around the tolls because that's slow. We have to like dodge a bunch of enemies and do a bunch of movement, and it's generally just not worth it when we can just talk to this Gator guy with Hero and get discounts. Or in this case, we're gonna get a loan, and then we're basically just gonna scam them out of their money by using that loan to then pay the remaining tolls and not pay it back.
Those guys are probably going to get fired. I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's a really unknown property. If you talk to that Gator guy as OMORI and you don't have enough clams, he will notice and then offer you a loan. Now the catch is supposed to be that when you talk to him again, it'll be more expensive to make up for the fact that you just got a bunch of free clams. However, if you talk to Hero and then decline the loan, he'll offer you the same discounted price that he normally would regardless of if you had the clams. And thank God that interaction exists.
So in this room, I mentioned how if you take a picnic ID to a different room, it'll put you somewhere else. Well, if I end the picnic ID of Firefly in this room, I will soft lock. So let's not do that.
We also won't be able to do a skip later.
Streamer constructionless.
No. There's a strat you can do to get through that room in one go without going to the construction area. It saves like 5 seconds. It's very hard.
Yeah.
But you have to time each input individually, or you will miss it if you mess one up.
Also, that cutscene we just skipped right there, that is the longest cutscene in terms of tag step skips. It's like a 50-second cutscene.
Oh, I forgot S. My bad. S.
S. Oh. For a second, I thought you meant like you forgot to pick it up. I was like,
I was like, huh?
If I forgot to pick up S, it wouldn't be that
This
bad.
part of the run specifically can be a little scary because 2 of the largest cutscenes are in that singular area. There's a cutscene with Sweetheart right before the first toll booth that Kyoshi skipped that we didn't bring up, but that one's about 35 seconds. And then at the end of the room, right there at the start of after that bridge, there's a cutscene where the party talks about their friend Basil and how they're forgetting him, and that is a 50-second cutscene.
Yeah, I should mention the Sweetheart toll booth skip is particularly scary because you have to do a lot of like weird movement, and it's also 3 tag steps in a row. So while it doesn't lose as much as the other one after it, it's still a particularly scary skip.
Yeah, I know I've had some pretty funny misses with it, such as forgetting to get my tag menu back in some cases.
Firefly Forest, by the way.
Oh yeah, in the all bosses Hikikomori route, with how you do the wrong warps, because there you do extended wrong warps to unlock every single location. For some reason, I have no idea why, when you enter Deeper Well, the logo for Firefly Forest will show up, and it is just so funny.
I think it's specifically if you never... Actually, I don't know. I don't know what causes it. I have no idea. Anyway, so here we're entering Humphrey, which is supposed to be one of the last areas of the game. But we're here. And in Picnic State, we're going to use this to skip the first half of the Medusa area.
Yeah. Anyways, what a nice well. I wonder what his thoughts on air conditioning are.
No. I didn't get 100
I
plans.
do wonder. Yeah, Medusa skip is commonly abbreviated to MDS, which is definitely not a reference to a skip in another indie RPG.
Nah.
Yeah, there's a skip that will be showing up a bit later that started this whole thing with naming OMORI skips after Undertale and Deltarune strats. Based off of an offhanded comment I made where I said, wouldn't it be funny if we just started naming OMORI skips after Undertale and Deltarune strats?
Yeah, I believe Kyoshi had the idea of naming or of abbreviating Medusa skip to MDS, and then it kind of derailed from there.
Yeah, we also have pop balance, and obviously earlier there was DBS.
So another thing to mention is if you get an encounter while a text box is on the screen in a certain way, it'll make the screen be dark. I'm not sure how to fix it. I think you just re-encounter, but I'd rather not deal with that.
Yeah,
So
and
we're just gonna
specifically
go
that's a
around
problem
them.
because of that bubble right there.
Yes.
So anyway, we're gonna interact with the shelf right here.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not going
Oh.
to do that.
Unfortunate. But if you interact with it, it'll basically get rid of a few text boxes.
Yeah, it saves some seconds.
Yeah. Anyways, because of the picnic ID we use, that puts us just barely enough out of bounds to just skip having to do that entire first section.
Yeah, this saves about a minute, I believe, if I remember right.
Yeah.
Around a minute, I think.
I think optimally it's more like 50 seconds, but doing the Medusa section optimally in the old way is really hard.
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah, it's like the
so
worst
we are
version.
currently walking on acid, so
Yeah. Man, when Steam said Omori was similar to the Bible, I didn't know they meant it like this.
no. No.
I'm so glad you referenced that. I totally
So,
forgot.
funny
That's one
thing,
of my favorite images I've
if you get
taken
on the boat
Steam.
down there, you soft lock.
Yeah.
And also,
Yeah.
if you move up getting on this boat, you also soft lock.
Yeah, the game doesn't expect you to interact with those rafts in that specific way. So it'll spawn you like a tile further than where you normally would be. And in the case of that upper raft, it's not a huge deal since you can just go down. But on the lower one, you're just on solid ground and can't move off. And, you know, we need the raft because it will remove that lower raft and actually allow us to progress through, since that raft is kind of blocking us from talking to the Humphrey that creates the bridge.
Also, the raft in the lower area that was there originally, I don't think that's not supposed to be there. I'm pretty sure it puts it there because you're not on a raft already.
Yeah.
But if you go on it, you soft lock because you're on the platform and you can't leave.
Yeah, the only way you'll normally be able to enter that room with that raft there is after completing the area and going through the little shortcut it opens up at the end.
Nobody mentioned how I forgot to get that top Humphrey.
No, you're just saving the best one for last.
No, I'm losing 4 tiles. That's what I'm doing.
Oh no.
No, not 4 tiles. I'm crying.
Those 4 tiles are delicious. I eat
Your
it.
tiles, I
Gone.
eated them.
Anyway, we have a 68-second cutscene here, so very fun.
Yeah, at the end of each of these 3 sections, there's a cutscene we have to watch where Sweetheart does a thing. Comedy. Surely these characters will not come back later in the post-game of the Hikikomori route as super bosses, right?
Surely.
Early.
Yeah.
Surely Sweetheart didn't just create the hardest boss fight in the game.
Sweetheart is going to each of these scientists to try to create a new suitor. But they
And
all
of course,
end-
she is so self-centered that she instead just creates herself.
That's weird. I
Yeah.
thought she was having that stage play, remember? Whatever happened to that?
Yeah,
don't worry
true.
about it. That's on hold.
Yeah.
Like, we fixed the lights, but we left. Why is she here now?
Yeah. Also,
so
we
weird.
completely forgot to mention that Sweetheart also broke up with Space Boyfriend, making him Space Ex-Boyfriend.
No.
So I think it's funny how different in length these cutscenes are. The Medusa one is like a minute, but the Marina one is like 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Or less than 20 seconds, I think. It's really short.
So anyway, we're coming up on... This is Molly, right?
Yes.
This one is Molly,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I always get the 3 of them confused. Because in my head, I just see them all as one singular slime girls.
But there's 3 of them. Also, Molly's the best slime girl, and I won't take criticism.
Actually, it's Marina, but okay.
Oh, okay.
Ouch.
Yeah, okay.
Unfortunately, we will not be choosing Medusa because I don't actually have a favorite among the 3 of them because they're all the same to me.
True.
So here we have some minigame puzzles. The solution, this is, okay, Omori famously is you need to like find the solution to a puzzle before you can actually enter it. That is not the case in this area. Also, I messed it up.
Yeah. There's a very infamous example in the Sweetheart's Castle area of the game kind of locking progression behind finding answers to a puzzle, where you can't even input the answers early if you already know them. It is probably my least favorite part of the game when the game does that. But here, actually, you can just choose the answers automatically. The game doesn't lock any of them behind needing to go to those areas it opens up, which I am very thankful for.
And it's funny because in the garden, it's like it's all one room, but here it's like they're all separate areas. But the game doesn't even like you feel like the game would make you go to those areas, but it doesn't.
Also, a quick thing there of Kyoshi, using the touchscreen feature to actually select the choicer, eliminating the time it would take the menu down to them.
Shout out to Potato.
Yo, I found that.
No way. I wonder who that is.
Ooh.
Yo, Potato, I love Hero.
No way. I love Hero
I
from
love
Omori.
Hero.
I love Hero.
Every time I run Secret Ending and get to the cutscene where Hero rescues you from the lake, I just see that image and I think, oh my god, it's Potato!
No way.
The joke is that
Potato's
Potato
profile
is
picture.
often seen with a hero profile picture.
So yeah, thankfully, since we already know all the puzzle solutions, we can just do them immediately. Don't have to worry about any of those bottom rooms.
Here we're headed up to this cutscene.
Fun fact about the character we're about to meet here with Roboheart, all of her dialogue is in base 64 code, and is actually all translatable into perfectly legible English. I haven't actually translated it myself. I think I've read some of it, but I haven't actually tried translating it myself.
I think some of the translated dialogue translates to her wanting to be friends, at least while you're fighting her. She's also the only one you can fight before the post-game.
Yeah. Funnily enough, since the other two are in the basement, and the basement becomes, it's obviously where a boss fight happens, and then Humphrey as a whole becomes inaccessible after you beat those boss fights. So when you bring Humphrey back in the post-game, you can fight two of them in the basement. But then Roboheart is the only one that actually can be accessed immediately since she goes to one of the rooms that unlocked from the puzzles. So a very niche interaction that you don't actually see many players do, since it requires backtracking after you've already explored an area. You can go and fight her.
Very
And if you
normal
do it-
theme coming up, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, another funny here.
Oops. Bird.
Yeah, for some reason, if you aren't Aubrey and talk to that Humphrey, the bridge still spawns, despite being invisible. Also, anyways, have you guys ever heard of the hit Disney XD show Lab Rats?
Shut up. Oh, good lord.
There's an enemy coming up that Wuffle likes to call a certain name. That one up there.
Yeah, that Lab Rat up there, I have named him Davenport after famous character Donald Davenport from Lab Rats, because that Lab Rat has negatively affected so many runs. I think my current PB, I died to that Lab Rat trying to run from it.
Yeah, it can sometimes just get right in your way, and there's not much.
Yeah,
you can do
because you're
about
such and because you're such a low level, your flee chances are incredibly low, especially since Lab Rats are pretty fast.
They're like one of the fastest enemies in the game, I think. They have like, what, 70 speed? Yeah,
All right, the practice run has been redeemed.
it. Yes, yeah.
Yeah,
I think that was
earlier this week, Kyoshi did a practice run and a call so we could practice our commentary and what we want to say. The run was actually on world record pace.
Yes.
And then he missed that cutscene.
Fun fact, it was 4 seconds off of world record. So if I had gotten that tag step, it would have, like, probably world record by 16 seconds.
That's crazy.
Which is a shame because now world record can't have our wonderful commentary from that run.
Real.
Yeah, including our reactions to the bush.
Yeah.
Okay, so here is experiment 667. We can skip this. Goodbye.
Yeah. Funnily enough, that tag step actually doesn't even save a ton of time. It saves like 3 seconds, I think.
I think it's 5.
Yeah, because obviously when we know what we're doing, we don't have to worry about getting caught by it. So all that saves is just the cutscene of it escaping the glass. Also, spelling bee.
Spelling
way.
bee, let's go.
Another tag step there. I think that one's like 15 seconds.
I think about.
Anyway, somebody want to explain why Slime Girl sucks? Potato.
Yeah, so Slime Girls have a 10% chance of throwing dynamite, which is an attack that attacks everyone. It does a flat 75 damage, which basically kills everyone. Which means we can't use milk because it will go off before Kel gets to use the milk. So we'll only get to do it with Omori, which means you can't finish the fight. So we'll
probably is that the thing is like with rotten milk specifically, as long as Kel can outspeed an enemy, you are just guaranteed to win.
Yes.
Because Kel will go first, use the rotten milk. Omori will always live any attack no matter what. So it doesn't matter if anyone else dies. But since we are such a low level, obviously everything here is going to be faster than Kel. So that is important for Slime Girls, specifically.
Yeah. We also want, I don't know if you said this, but we want Kel to live in Slime Girls, so he gets that EXP.
Yeah, if he dies, he doesn't get to use the rotten milk, so you only get to do it with Omori.
Well, it's also, we want it so he'll outspeed Sweetheart later.
That too, yeah. That's at least not essential, but it helps a lot.
It does add a bit of RNG to that fight, specifically if Sweetheart swings her mace, that can potentially kill your run, which sucks because that is the last boss fight in the run.
Because I love the Squid Sisters.
Fun fact, Kel can also technically die to Space Boyfriend as well, but that doesn't happen nearly as much.
They use their fastest move, so W.
Let's go.
Let's go. So optimal.
Yeah, I mean, it was on Omori, so not really, but...
Yeah. Also, speaking of properties with Omori, obviously Omori can survive any hit at 1 HP once per battle. In this version of the game, this was also patched out as well in later versions. If Omori gets brought down to 1 HP and then on that same exact turn is healed off of 1 HP, his persist state will remain, and you will be able to take another hit at 1 HP.
Mm-hmm.
That was patched out as well.
So here's Humphrey. He is also a scary boss fight. If he defeats some of your party members in a certain sequence, you die.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Humphrey is a multi-phase fight, so we actually have to be using more than just 2 rotten milks to win.
For the most part, we can generally always get through this fight, but if he attacks Aubrey, then Kel, then Hero in that order, you're guaranteed to not get through.
There's also some different situations where you can get screwed out. Exactly 103? Oh my
god.
That was at least not nearly the worst thing that could have happened.
Yeah. But
if anyone
exactly
dies,
103?
If anyone dies on the first turn, you're pretty much guaranteed, or actually I think you are guaranteed to not get a 2-turn.
Mm-hmm.
Because everyone needs to milk.
Yeah, and you can't milk with Kel when Hero's dead because whoever's in the last slot will not be able to use target glitch because target glitch requires confirming your action, and obviously when you're the last one to confirm an action, you can't. You can't target glitch because confirming your action will end the turn.
Okay, so I think I lost it. Yeah, I lost a turn on that Humphrey. We like to call the fastest possible Humphrey task free, where nobody dies and everyone gets to get rotten milk off.
Now, thankfully, because of how this last part of the fight works, since it sends you to the overworld for a bit, everyone is healed and everyone will be getting this 10,000 experience, which is very good.
Yeah, thankfully you don't stay at 0 HP when you are removed from a fight. Everyone goes back to 1, so it's really helpful here. Then it would be a lot easier for Kel to be underleveled if that did not happen here.
Also, someone in chat asking about if you die to Humphrey, you have to beat him or you have to refight Slime Girls. Whenever you die and you reload, it'll put you at the beginning of the fight you had last entered.
Yeah.
So in this case, if you die to Humphrey and you click yes on the game over screen, it will take you to the start of Humphrey.
I think dying to Humphrey loses like, I mean, it depends on where you die, but like a minute and a half, I want to say.
Yeah, when you enter a fight, the game stores basically all of the game data, which we will be seeing not in the run, but in the glitch exhibition later.
Trigger warning whale.
Yeah, I do find it funny how the letters you get here spell out the abbreviation for trigger warning, especially because in a normal playthrough you'll actually be going to a part where a lot of the trigger warnings will be applied right after this.
I almost wonder if that was intentional or not.
Yeah, I want to say maybe, but
it definitely could have been.
It definitely feels intentional.
Omocat originally wanted Humphrey to be skippable, but the reason he's not is Omocat's team members liked Humphrey. So if that didn't happen, we would have sub 2 no save order.
Weren't the Sweetheart's Castle mini games supposed to be optional too?
Yeah, Sweetheart was supposed to be optional, like entirely. But they liked her music so much that they decided to make her a main boss.
I mean, good. Her boss fight theme is a banger, even if I don't really like the castle area itself.
Surely we'll get to hear a lot of the song.
Surely.
Oh, T and W, guys. W.
Oh, we didn't. Oh, we're slacking.
Oh my god, we forgot.
We're so focused on commentary. Also,
anyways,
we're just in the game.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So-
we're gonna have some more blind movement
Yeah.
coming up here.
The reason blind movement happens is because the game wants a switch to be on to decide, okay, I'm gonna make the screen come back. We don't have those switches on, so the game just says, this doesn't need to be turned on. Anyway, I'm just listening to sound cues to tell where I am.
Yeah, if you remember what happened. If you remember what happened earlier with
O'Reilly.
with the underwater highway and shortcut scene, it's basically the same thing here.
Also, Ghost Party. So I missed DBS. I don't have to do these tag steps here. You can just go.
Yeah, the main purpose of DBS is being able to skip these cutscenes.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, if you miss it, especially that first one, because it takes away your tag menu, you kind of just don't go for it.
So here we're going to enter and exit this room for a similar reason black movement happens, or like black screen. Normally the game will get rid of the white screen when you first see the cutscene coming to Deep Well the first time, but since we already did that cutscene, it'll stay white unless we leave that room again. And the reason we do it now instead of later is Kel will actually stop us from going back into that room after Sweetheart, and then our screen will stay white. It's not a soft lock, but you can't really see where you're going.
Yeah.
And I'm coming to Firefly here to clear this picnic, because we're going to do something really funny.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously,
shout outs to myself for finding Castle Skip.
Yeah, Castle Skip was the name that started the whole Undertale Deltarune thing, because Castle Skip is the name of a joke Deltarune strat that doesn't actually exist, but was a big meme in the community during Chapter 1. And obviously, we found it in OMORI, and that's what made my comment of, what if we just started naming OMORI strats after Undertale and Deltarune strats?
This
we
is
finally
the
found
most
Castle Skip just in the wrong game.
This is the most coincidental skip in this game ever found. The fact that this works is insane.
It is a miracle.
Yeah.
Also, that bunny is awful. Because it hides behind the trees.
Speaking of bunnies, we have our favorite bunny coming up.
I love Bubby.
I love Bubby.
Bubby is going to help us do the castle skip. We're going to take this picnic and do similar to Medusa skip. We're going to do something.
And obviously, and this is a miracle, but also because we need the C key as well, so we needed to come here anyway.
Yeah.
So obviously, we're going to encounter that bunny. This is going to lock its movement. And then we're going to run up here. Kyoshi's going to take a quick safety save as fast as he can. And then we're going to quickly interact with the picnic. And then Kyoshi's going to move down to this lower area to trigger the bunny encounter. It's going to notice us, move back into us. This will unlock the camera, so it's not just locked to that one stationary area. And then while this text is happening, Kyoshi's then going to move over to the C key. And then when he interacts with it, it'll basically end the picnic cutscene, and we'll be able to move around without having to worry about the text box. And this will allow us to leave the room safely. Because if you run out of text boxes, the cutscene will end, and you will leave picnic state, and you won't be able to reactivate it without reloading a save.
Thank you, Wolfie.
Now, that's not even the only reason why this is a miracle that this works either. Well, you'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The fact that the picnic wrong warp puts you in the spot it does is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, it's so particular. If they made the game slightly different in that room, it wouldn't work.
Yeah, like
we forgot
C. Yeah, we're talking about the game putting us in a single tile wide hallway. So if it spawned you up or down a tile, it wouldn't be possible.
So here we have some tag sets coming up. Hopefully we can get all of them.
Yeah, and all these tag steps are being done with the touchscreen. This is for some people it's harder than just doing a normal tag step.
Me.
Yeah, and by some people I mean Kiyoshi. And that ticket's problem right there, we have to tag step it every time we want to go past it. That's why in a category like all achievements, where you have to go in and out every time you commission a painting, It's just not worth it to really go for it because you have to do that tag step
Let's
like
go.
18 times.
Fun fact, that is my most hated tag step in the entire game. I miss it like at least half of the time.
Yeah, Rosa's terrible because it's 5 touchscreen tag steps in a row.
Yeah.
And it's one of the last big tag steps of the game, too.
I'm pretty sure it is the last tag step.
Well, I mean, we do
Well,
tag
Well,
steps
no,
in
yeah,
Garden.
that's not
Yeah, we
true.
have the garden, but it's the last like big one.
So now we're gonna do a similar thing to Medusa Skip, except instead of saving like a minute, this saves 8.
Yeah. So yeah, you know that entire section in the castle where you have to go to like all the different areas, do the mini games there, and then fight all the Sir Maximuses? We're just gonna skip all of that. We're just gonna go straight into the garden.
Anyway, so apparently Sweetheart was in Humphrey, but now she's here?
She can
I
just
don't...
teleport.
Huh?
She's
Instant
just built
transmission.
different.
Yeah,
So I guess she gave up on making clones of herself, and now she's just trying to find a suitor again. I don't know.
Yeah, we kind of just throw the game's plot out the window by sequence breaking so much. Which is funny, because we still have to sit through a majority of the cutscenes. It's just now they just don't make any sense.
Yeah, it does kind of suck that like the longest cutscenes in the game are still not skippable.
Yeah, we have not found a way to skip this cutscene. We need this cutscene to even enter Sweetheart's castle.
Yeah, because it's
And
not
because
like
this cutscene's like 3.5 minutes long.
I believe if we were able to get out of bounds in this room, we'd be able to skip this cutscene.
Yes, fun fact, the cutscene for road like this and also the one for this actual Sweetheart battle are on the same map, but they're just out of bounds from each other. Like if we went off screen to the right, we would find the one that is for the actual like Sweetheart battle and also when Hidden Library opens up.
Huh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Isn't Sunny's house also like that? Or it's all just one big map?
Yeah, all of the houses are like that actually.
Huh.
All of the rooms are on the same map.
I know the hospital at the end of the game is also like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of rooms in the game are like that. All of the forest like mini areas are also on the same map, I believe. So
anyway,
here we
now
have
we're here
the
in the
hardest
dungeon.
encounter skip in the game.
I don't know
True.
how this encounter works. It just sometimes the encounter coming up will just notice you.
I feel like
I
if
don't
you're
get it.
I feel like he notices you if you're slightly slower to getting to the door. I don't know. If you
Yeah,
don't
I
do it
don't know,
perfectly.
It feels
'cause,
like,
like,
if
you
you
know-
do it fast, he doesn't notice you, but I don't know, it's really weird.
Yeah, see, I did it fast and
Yeah.
didn't see me. Okay, so here is the funny. Also, Pop Balance coming up.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to eat this cutscene, and we're using this to open up that spike gate right there, so we can
So we can come back
Well,
later.
so we can come back later because we still need to go into the castle to get a key.
This looks like
So
a
we're
job
gonna talk
probably.
to. This looks like a job for.
Are you sure? I don't think so. Oh,
Yeah, we're
what's
doing
happening?
this to delete the text boxes as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
anyways,
skipped the entirety of Castle.
Yeah,
There you
and it is so convenient that works. Also, Peter the horse is
Peter.
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 The
Uh,
horse is here.
the reason we named that horse is because he can go anywhere on this map. And
Yeah.
if he gets in these 1x1 corridor doors, it's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
And,
doesn't happen
also-
much, but it's awful.
And it's also a terrible encounter because when you flee away from it, normally when you flee from an encounter, an enemy will freeze in place for about a few seconds, so you can then walk away from the enemy without it immediately re-encountering you. That doesn't apply to the horse.
So the reason we're going into the castle, even though I said we skipped the castle, we need the K key.
Yeah.
We also need
And there-
tofu, I think.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't get one.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we needed to talk to that statue so we could actually activate the quest where you get the passwords for it.
Yeah, because you can't actually get the passwords until you interact with the statue, which is I don't know why.
And
they
you can't
decided to-
can't put in the correct passwords for the statue until you interact with the guards that have the password. They literally do not show up as options until after that. So yeah, there's also another funny thing you can do with the castle. We use this in the all bosses route. Where you still do castle skip, But instead of like immediately going through like the top entrance to go back into the castle, you then immediately re-exit into the garden to play that cutscene. And that will get rid of the sprout moles at the bottom. And also it will cause all 3 of the Sir Maximuses to overlap each other, and you can just fight all 3 consecutively.
We will see that in the glitch expedition.
Yeah, that is very funny.
Yeah.
Just with how the game works.
So we got the K key. We can't go back to the garden from the bottom because the sprout moles are there, so we have to go back through the dungeon.
Also K.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If you for whatever reason, if you enter the castle from the dungeon exit, the screen is just black and you can't move. It's weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, garden is very hard.
Yeah, we have to tag step past all of those sweetheart statues. And because every time they shoot at you, like, obviously you won't be able to go past them if you try to walk at them normally, and they'll also take a bit of your health. And the first time that happens, the game also plays a little cutscene. Normally what happens is that you're supposed to play that cutscene, and then you go over to one of those little pedestals with Kel tagged, and then he will, like, learn how to aim his ball.
Yeah.
And you use those to destroy the statues. And we obviously don't want to do that because that's slow. So instead we just tag step past all of them.
Yeah, it's really satisfying to get all these because then you skip the cutscene.
You can actually make it past this guy on a cycle if you get every tag step perfectly in this top left area, but it's really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you can't have a buffer in place. You have to get all of them.
Yeah, there's also a cycle here with the enemies walking around because obviously we don't want to wait on the enemies. Now, thankfully, since we have the Sprout Mole mask, we can walk by them without them noticing us, but if we still run into them, we will still get the encounter.
Yeah. I wish you could just ask them to move. That'd be great.
Yeah, ask them politely. Also, a funny thing with this guard specifically, if you choose not to answer his question, he will throw you back into the dungeon.
Oh yeah, we learned that in our practice run too. Wolfel was telling us about that.
Yeah. It happened to me in my casual playthrough on Switch because I was just kind of mindlessly mashing A and B without even really looking at the dialogue, and I just thought that was so funny.
Peter, please do not be here. Oh my gosh. Okay, there's Peter.
So
Yeah.
Kel did not die to slime girls, right?
Yeah, so we don't need to heal or anything. Kel is going to be faster than Sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as Kel is faster, you win. You don't even have to heal or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Kel will get the damage off, and even if Sweetheart attacks Omori, he lives at 1 HP, so the fight will end anyway. Also, this was a really good garden.
Yeah, that was actually really clean. So yeah, we're coming up on basically what is the final boss. But we still have gameplay. Yeah, this is the final actual fight that you can win. And normally, casually, this is probably one of the hardest fights in the game. Sweetheart is a big wake-up call. You have to know how to work the emotion system if you want to have an easy time beating Sweetheart. But with Rotten Milk, you just win.
Ooh.
Oh.
Again, that's not bad. That's just really slow.
Yeah. There is some RNG time loss with attack animations.
Yeah, that's going to be about 3 seconds, I'd say.
Yeah, I believe if Kel is not level 16, that could have been,
yeah.
That could have just completely not...
I mean, Aubrey was alive, wasn't she?
Yeah. In a situation like that, where Kel wasn't going to outspeed, I think you would want to do the Rotten Milk minion with Aubrey just in case.
Yeah, usually you would heal and then have Aubrey do it as well. Just as a safety.
Yeah, if you wanted to hear that music for Sweetheart's battle, sorry.
Run no major glitches, except don't. That category has a lot of RNG and is bad to run. Although the category does have its own funnies, since you actually use coffee strats there.
Anyways, right here, Spaceboy is proposing to Sweetheart.
In the speedrun, they never actually get divorced, so that's nice.
This is the good ending.
Unless
they censor it.
Avert your eyes.
Avert your eyes.
Unless you run all bosses.
Or you missed Tollbooth Skip, then they get divorced, then they get married again.
They get divorced before they even get married. Either that or Sweetheart is just very dramatic about a breakup.
I mean, I'd believe it with her.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is shockingly in character. So yeah, Sweetheart was actually like essentially the final boss.
Yeah, so now, just like the beginning, like the first 30 minutes of the game, the first 30 minutes of the end of the game is pretty chill. There's nothing really strenuous to do,
Yeah,
except washing dishes.
I love dishwashing.
Love dishwashing.
I love dishwashing. Everyone wash your dishes. Make sure you have dishes. If you have dishes that need to be cleaned, clean them.
I literally
Yeah.
just did dishes today.
Let's go!
I didn't break
Yo,
any. I'm
Did
winning.
you get good RNG?
Yeah,
W.
I got good RNG.
Let's go! So yeah, we're gonna enter that big hole over there to go into the Lost Library, and more lore is going to happen, except we're actually going to ignore all the books that give you lore.
Fun fact, if you say yes and then hold turbo, you can actually initiate that choice again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it loses a bit of time. And you can actually do this with a few other things, and specifically if you do that with the telescopes, you will soft lock. Which sucks in the all achievements run, because there is an achievement for interacting with every telescope.
Or if you do it with the big toast and ribbon, it does the cutscene twice and it loses like a ton of time.
Yeah. That will
30
also be
second
shown
cutscene.
in the telescope theme will be shown in the glitch explanation.
Ooh, let's go.
What's funny is I discovered the telescope thing because one of my friends was playing the game casually and just like with their own mashing skill was able to get the soft lock without turbo.
Nice.
Agony. I don't know if that's. Oh, by the way, fight game.
We're good. We're good.
Here's the worst key in the game, by the way. L.
Oh.
L.
Yeah, handing us that fat L. Isn't this key specifically like why a lot of sequence breaks
Yeah.
don't work?
This key is infamous for the fact that if you can get all the keys out of order, right? And you can get this one last. If you get it last, it doesn't play the black space cutscene.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
This key is also, I believe, why broom skip doesn't work, which I think
Yeah.
you'll also be showing in the glitch exhibition.
I'll be showing part of it and explaining the rest because doing it takes like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Also, trigger
Yeah.
warning.
Oh, yeah.
trigger warning,
Thank
yes.
you.
I'm sorry.
I
Don't
forgot.
forget.
I'm so glad there's like 4 of us.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, so here we're going to have our last, second to last real world section of the game.
This is basically the last real world section. The actual last one is literally like 2 seconds long.
So imagine this. Imagine being on PB pace by, say, 10 seconds, and then breaking 3 dishes and you are no longer on PB pace. That can happen
Does that actually
because
lose that much time?
every dish, I think, is like 3 seconds.
Okay.
So every dish that can break has a 9% chance to break here, and when it does, it loses like 3 seconds.
How many breakable dishes are there again?
7.
Also, woo! Yeah! This is the peak of speed. This is the peak of speed running right here.
This, yes.
Let's go! Let's go!
You've never seen speedrunning before this. This is truly the peak.
Yeah.
Vouch.
This is speed running. Just
I
holding
will-
turbo and hoping you don't break a dish.
Doing good so far.
Exhilarating gameplay.
I mean, it's kind of nerve-wracking if you're on PB pace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you're close to your PB at least.
If you're like a few seconds off of your PB and you're like, I'm gonna finish the run to PB, and then you get here, you're like, wait.
Uh-oh.
I think we're just waiting with bated breath to see if any break.
I know during the
I
practice
think this
run
is the last
actually...
one.
I think they're.
Oh no, okay,
Oh yeah,
please.
this one.
I beg. Let's go.
Flawless.
It's like it's a 50% chance to break no dishes. And then every other like outcome is in the other 50%.
And
Anyway,
that's not even,
we-
all the RNG here.
So we stinky.
Yeah.
Bath time.
Also, we didn't bring this up earlier, but there are a few sequences in the game where what is it specifically, Kyoshi, with a fast bath?
Sound effect. So in this game there are calls that wait for a sound effect to finish. If your game lags at a specific moment to make that check fail, you'll save time.
Yeah, it's one of the few cases where having a worse computer can save you time. And because of that, the mods graciously will retime your run to act as if you have gotten all three of them, just because,
Because technically, you could just use like a lag switch.
yeah, and that is not very healthy for your computer. So yeah, anyways, we're just following this strange ghost. Kind of looks like Mari for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know what gives you
love
that
Mario.
impression.
Anyway, the last fear boss is coming up. Don't ask Potato what happened in Fear of Drowning one time.
I was
Yeah, that's pretty true.
I was just about to bring it up.
I was wondering. It's
The
one
potato
gonna bring it up.
_666 something in the water incident.
I definitely did not die to something in the water twice.
It wasn't even twice. You almost did it again.
It's what, 10
yeah.
turns you need to spend before it just kills you?
Okay.
I don't know. It's a lot,
the spot where
though.
you have to do the menuing is so much sooner in this fight than the other ones, so I just forgot, and I wasn't paying attention.
Happens to the best of us.
Bro was signed out.
On God. Oh.
I'm just, I just can't get over that. Like, I understand, like, maybe, like, missing a few turns, but then...
I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't think even Potato can explain it.
Bro was just checked out.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyways,
It happens.
Sunny has learned how to persist, so Sunny is now performing Mad Dummy Skip.
Let's go.
What?
Mad Dummy skip.
Oh,
Skip that
okay,
skips
I get
Mad
it.
Dummy?
I love persistence glitch.
Undertale is a funny game.
We need a
Undertale is
more
one of the
persistence glitch.
Isn't save warping kind of well? It's like persistent.
I mean, it does
I
involve
don't know.
dying, so...
Okay, so there's another bit of RNG here. There's a 50-50 chance that a copy of Sunny will be in the bed. A lot of
For the
people think
longest
it's
time-
Mari. It's
Yeah, for the
not.
longest time, I thought it was Mari. It's actually literally just Sunny's sprite.
Yeah, we don't really know why. It's just. I feel like Mari would have made more sense, but yeah. It's
Yeah,
just
Mari
Sunny's
makes
sprite.
more sense, but it just uses Sunny's sprite for some reason.
Yeah. Anyway.
That specific incident, it happened to me in my very first run of the game, right after I thought to myself,
Let's
there's no
go.
way it's gonna happen.
That was an optimal split. Everything went perfect. Except I
So,
didn't get the things.
Also, Sunny is now haunted by the demons, very unfortunate.
Me and my silly little bed, avoiding my silly little dark thoughts.
That's just the plot of this game.
Honestly.
That's pretty true. Okay, so here, the game now thinks we need to go to Last Resort.
Yeah.
But we don't have to do that.
Yeah. Obviously, the game's gonna send you to Last Resort, and you still have to go in that general area because you're gonna lose your entire party.
The reason
But,
we didn't get the M key earlier and just go to Black Space now is because there is a fog covering every other area besides Last Resort, and the game intends for you to beat Jocelyn before it clears that. So we actually have to go around the Pluto station to soar into Vast Forest so we can avoid that
Yeah.
fog.
The fog itself only shows up if you are entering it through the transition from the playground. So you can enter it from anywhere else, and the room will be normal. It's just only if you enter it through the playground.
Who's that person in the middle, by the way?
That's Sunny.
Oh,
But yeah, who is
I
that
don't
green hair
know.
person in the middle?
I don't know.
They look kind of nice.
They might be
good
a
one.
DLC character.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
maybe some like Switch exclusive character. You know, kind of like Mad Mew Mew in Undertale.
True.
Anyway, here's our friend Kel.
Keel.
Hi, Kel.
Keel.
I love
Anyways,
Kel.
Kel tells us to stop being afraid of drowning, and it works. So
I mean,
We walked on water earlier.
yeah.
true.
So yeah, if you're ever scared of drowning, just imagine Kel telling you to stop being scared of drowning, and you will
That's
no longer
probably
be
the
scared of
best
drowning.
advice I've ever heard in my life.
If Kel is your comfort character.
It's gotta work for someone.
I mean, I'm
Probably.
sure it has.
It probably, I don't know.
Anyway, so we're just making our way to Last Resort.
Yeah. Now, thankfully, since we opened the toll booth, you know, we can literally just enter the highway immediately.
Yeah, and that's how we skipped Last Resort.
And there's a funny property with the Pluto stations where it will give you your party back. So you can just enter the Pluto station, sort of fast resort, and the whole party will be there.
Unfortunately, at this point in the game, your tag menu is taken away, and the Pluto station, in some cases, gives it back, but right now it does not. So we can't do some tag steps later that we otherwise would be able to do.
In Secret Ending, though, you do have your tag menu.
For some reason. Why? I don't know.
Anyways, M.
Video game,
M.
also M.
That's the last key we need.
Anyways, we're about to learn a shocking truth about that strange shoe house. Apparently, the contractors of the house were not really paying attention to the general landscape of the area because they, for some reason, built that house on top of a sinkhole.
Yeah, I really hope someone doesn't live there.
That was a
sad.
great description.
Personally, I would sue if I lived there, you know? Learning my house was on such a big hazard like that.
Well, it's a good thing no one lives there.
Yeah.
Wait, no.
That looks
Never
bad.
mind.
Yeah, I'm so glad nobody lives there. I'm so glad that house is abandoned.
True.
Also the demons, you know.
Anyway, this
Anyway,
cutscene is
now-
really long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the game takes like 5 years to exist. I don't know why.
Yeah, and one of my friends, also during a run of this game, was just holding turbo during this and then accidentally interacted with the hole that spawns.
So here's the reason we went in and out of the room earlier. Kel is like, hey, let's go to Last Resort, and won't let you re-enter that room. That's bad, because if we didn't leave and exit that room earlier in the run, we would have a white screen right now.
Yeah, this is a property exclusive to the Hikikomori route. If you were playing on like Secret Ending or any category that just does true route, that's where you would get rid of the white screen.
Because you can actually go back in the room instead of Kel being like, no, we have to go forward.
Yeah.
So here we're going to the vast forest so we can get around the fog. The fog is coming.
The fog is
Fog
coming.
is coming.
Fog
The
May
fog is
3rd,
coming. The fog is
2025. The
coming.
fog is coming.
Oh, hey,
Anyway,
it's gone.
now we have our party again for some reason.
I wish we could do these tag steps, but we can't.
Yeah, these are the tags.
Also,
that
shout out to
unfortunately can't do.
another runner, Jack, during Secret Ending runs,
Okay.
where every time he gets these tag steps, he just goes, okay.
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 We love
Okay.
Jack.
Jack is great.
Shout outs to Jack.
Yeah, shout outs to Jack.
Jack is very good at this video game.
Got really good at this game very quickly.
Yeah. After already being really good at Deltarune. Because, yeah, as you can see, there's a very large overlap between runners of this game and runners of Undertale and Deltarune. You know, if you look at a Venn diagram of fans of Omori and fans of those games, it's basically a circle.
Indie RPGs are pretty cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Quirky
Deltarune
indie earthbound-
speedrunner become Omori, speedrunner become one-shot speedrunner.
Hey, that's me.
Pipeline.
Except I
Crazy.
was a one-shot speedrunner before this game.
The pipeline.
Yeah.
The speedrunner
speed-
pipeline.
The indie RPG pipeline.
The quirky indie RPG about depression timeline. I
And the
don't know
next
if this
step is
actually applies.
Yume-Nikki, of course.
I don't know if this
I
actually
still
applies
haven't gone
one
to
shot. I
that
haven't
step
played it.
yet. I might.
Oh, speaking of Yume Nikki,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I didn't even think about that. That was not planned at
Fantastic
all.
segue.
that was great. Actually,
I'm just built different, I guess.
we're going to the place that is completely inspired by a game called Yuminiki.
Yuminiki is a really good game. Everyone
Also,
should
this
play
is
it.
an interesting hole. Surely there wouldn't be a way to softlock here.
Surely.
That definitely won't be shown during the glitch expedition.
Anyways, slight trigger warning for flashing lights.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm just gonna apply a general trigger warning to the next area. There's a lot of
There's a lot of imagery.
disturbing things.
Yeah.
There's a lot of disturbing imagery.
This
that
game
shows up in
contains
this next area.
depictions.
That's so
That's
true.
really true.
Yeah,
This
some
game
may
does
find this game.
in fact contain depictions.
Some may find this game's content.
I found this game's content.
Also, anyways, Undertale is a 2015 role-playing game.
Wait a minute, that's not true.
Yeah, the flashing lights won't be for another few minutes. We'll bring it up when that's about to happen.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But for this whole area, general like disturbing imagery, content warning.
Yeah, so anyways, here we are at the Ohio state border, you know.
It's pretty true.
Yeah, this is what an average Ohio forest looks like. You know, we're right there, about to enter Ohio.
Ohio jokes in July. I can't believe it.
True.
Hey, look,
I
Mark.
mean, my
Surely there
split
wouldn't be a
for this
jump scare.
is literally called Enter Ohio.
Jump scare warning. Jump scare warning. Flashing lights warning. General jarring noise warning.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, this is where the game kind of fully stops pulling its punches.
Yeah.
Anyway, say hi to Blackspace.
I love Yume Nikki.
Let's go.
I really need to play more of that game since it's literally just Black Space, which is already my favorite part of Omori casually, but in the entire game.
I have not seen anything about Yume Nikki.
Welcome to Blackspace.
No way.
So there are a ton of strangers wandering around randomly, and they can be in my way. So hopefully
Yeah.
that doesn't happen.
What's funny is that like I didn't even know about that until like I think my third or fourth playthrough.
It sucks even more is if they are moving up, you can't see them. You don't
Yeah.
know they're there.
You can pretty
I think I just like ran into one on accident in like my fourth playthrough. I was like, wait, what? What was that?
you can pretty much only see their eyes. So yeah,
Yeah,
I love
especially
accidentally
Yeah.
talking to them.
Yeah.
I think I have a clear path. That one's just coming straight towards me. Did you see that?
Wow, he really wanted to talk to you.
Dude was like approaching.
Rapidly approaching your location.
Yeah, same brain.
Anyways, that stranger, that sprite looks so familiar. Oh, I wonder where I've seen it before. Obviously, we don't know them though. They're called strangers, so.
True.
Anyways, unfortunately, we will not be seeing all the black space rooms, which kind of sucks because we're gonna be skipping out on one of my favorite rooms, which is the burnt down forest.
Also
Which,
flashing lights warning, like starting
Yeah,
now.
flashing my
Oh
right
yeah.
here. but-
This room is very bright.
Yeah. But the burnt forest room was humorously headcanoned by my friend to be the result of leaving Kel alone for 10 minutes.
What?
I believe it. I totally believe it.
And,
don't
and whenever I
understand,
go
but
in there,
I
I just
trust
think
you, I
about,
guess.
oh man, we left Kel alone for 10 minutes and he burnt down the entire forest.
Kel would commit arson.
I think my favorite black space room is Money Space, where Kel's just swimming in money.
yeah,
Like,
that's
I've
a
got
great room.
$20.
Yeah.
Please, money.
Also, this room, the movement in this room is very funny because, like, looking at the path, it looks so complicated, but then you just move right one tile and walk down.
Yeah.
I really like the room where Kel is just running around, and if you run into him, he just says hi to you and then runs away.
Hi,
Hi,
Yeah.
Maury.
Hi, Omori.
Hi, Mori.
Yeah, Black Space 2 is something you can access at the Hiki post game. It's never in any of the categories since it's not really tied to anything,
I think,
but it is very fun to explore.
I think my favorite black space room
It has
is
some weird
the-
stuff, but then it has some funny stuff.
My favorite black space room is the poorly drawn beach.
Yeah, and then there's also the school hallway with all the
Yeah.
libraries asking you
There's
out,
a
and then they
lot
get
of
into an
really good black
and then they
space
get into
rooms.
an anime fight at the end.
Also,
It's
I'm
so
playing
good.
Deltarune now.
Oh, yeah, this is the Deltarune room.
Deltarune is a 2018 role-playing game.
So obviously Deltarune
Yeah.
is just holding.
Welcome to Deltarune
Yeah.
Chapter 1.
Oh man, I hope you can get a 25.
It's real.
No way.
No way.
It's a mid
It's a
53.
mid 3.
Anyway, so all the text here is on a timer. So, fun
There's also
fact.
a funny secret you can find in this room
Yeah.
after you collect the key.
Yeah, if you wait 143 seconds, you can interact with the rightmost like wall and jump off. And
Shout out
there's
to me not knowing you needed to get the key first and just sitting there. And like,
Me
why isn't it
too.
working?
Yeah, and then
Why is it not working?
and then if you're on the true route, there's an exclusive room you can find there as well.
Mhm.
It just takes you to some Black Space 2 stuff when you're not supposed to be there, but it's covered in a bunch of static, so it's kind of yeah.
Spooky.
Also, this
Anyway.
is the funny room.
This is the room that
Trigger
everybody
warning.
hates for obvious reasons.
Trigger warning.
Shout out to
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning. Shout out to the game purposely making it so that you can't open your menu in any of the other blackface rooms except this one
Yeah.
to just mess with you more.
Anyway, this is a good black space so far.
Wait, did I
It's
say
time for
minute 43?
watermelons.
Yeah, it's 143 seconds. I don't know where that came from.
Anyways,
who here likes watermelons?
Oh, I like
I love
watermelons.
Have you guys ever played Basil, Super Basil 64?
Super Who 64?
Watermelon.
we did it. We found Basil.
No way.
It's time to have a staring contest, by the way.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'm looking.
chicken.
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 I can't say it yet. It hasn't happened.
I know.
Spoilers.
I think we should say trigger warning for that too.
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
Yes.
that's just the general black space
yeah,
trigger
general,
warning.
just black space in general,
Yeah,
trigger warning.
Just general.
honestly.
Yeah,
black
if we
space.
were to say a trigger warning for everything specifically in blackspace, we'd basically be saying trigger warning every time we enter
Yeah.
a room.
I mean,
There's
something
a
very
lot.
bad is about to happen in the next room.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's time for frame perfect turnarounds.
Yeah.
The best tech in this game, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Surprisingly
god.
hard,
Let's
honestly.
go. Let's go.
It happens after 6, right?
7.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
all
they're-
our food
Oh yeah.
keeps blowing
Keeps
up.
blowing
up.
Keeps
blowing
up.
Chicken.
Shout out to our practice run where Xander timed that video perfectly. To that
I
happening.
did. I
It was
just
so
threw it up
good.
on my phone.
Chicken.
Chicken. Oh.
Okay, so this is the last room we have to do before we enter the I don't know what that room is actually called. The next one.
I just call it the
that's
spider
fun.
room.
Fun fact about this room, I actually got stuck in
wait.
here for a while because I just completely forgot you could just swim.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's a 36 maybe. Oh no, it's not. Dang.
Dang.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunate.
Unfortunately,
it happens.
such a shameful performance in front of the potato _666.
I think
Blackspace
it's-
ILs.
I don't even think I've gotten up by
It's probably
36.
partly turbo, and I could have done the Mio room slow. Anyway, so for the next part of the game, we're just holding turbo and up, so
Yeah.
pretty much it.
Yeah, if Deltarune is holding right, Omori is holding up.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we have some stuff happening here. You know, Basil's just having a grand old time right now. You know.
Do you want to save Basil?
Surely nothing bad would happen here in
Really?
the other route.
I still don't know
Well-
why people keep talking about herbs. Like basil, like what's next? Oregano?
Parsley?
Okay, but shortly after I played Omori, my mom got like a few portraits of like different spices or whatever to put up in the kitchen, and one of them was
no.
basil. And she was putting it up while I was eating breakfast one day, like around like a week after I first beat the game. I was just sitting there, like eyeing the portrait, trying my best not to laugh. And then like later that same day, an ad came on for some service called Headspace, and I lost it.
Nice.
What Omori does to someone.
Actually true.
Yeah, so anyway, did you guys know that like locking yourself inside and ignoring interacting with people is actually extremely bad for your mental health?
I had no idea.
Yeah, it's kind of strange, you know. Like Sonny just stayed inside and slept, and then now he's just repressed all his trauma, and
Hey,
he's
wait.
getting punished for it.
This is technically the final boss, but it's literally just holding turbo.
This is a cutscene. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is basically a cutscene. You can do things here with the skills where you can try out your skills, but they don't work. But like that does literally nothing except waste time. So yeah, we kind of lost that fight, unfortunately. Not much we could have done when he one-shot us, but
One shot.
one shot.
One shot.
I love one shot.
Haven't played it.
So yeah, now we're just gonna walk up some more, spooky things are happening, but we're trying to go fast.
Yeah.
Oh, we're slowing down. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Streamer, this is a speed run, not a slow run.
I'm speed funning, okay?
Streamer.
I see.
Streamer, stop feeling your trauma. Walk.
Just walk it off.
True, walk it off. It's terrible advice.
Also got some hands there. To
Hand.
quote famous song by time, hands.
Hands.
Close.
It's so bad that there isn't a category anymore where bad ending is optimal, other than all achievements where you have to get bad ending.
Wait, was it optimal at some point?
Yeah, it
in
was-
the very first variation of Unrestricted,
Oh my
yeah.
god.
before we found all the debug room stuff.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Because using the same wrong warp glitches we had at the time, we would just get bad ending.
So-called free thinkers when someone says close.
Real.
Close.
Me when I wake up in the morning. Close.
Close.
Yeah.
God. Omori fans.
Me when I'm going to Kohl's and someone asks what I'm buying. Clothes.
Clothes. I've
Don't
never
mess with
been to
Omori
Kohl's.
fans. We only have 3 jokes.
This
True.
is true.
Hey yo, the Pete.
Not that one.
Listen,
not that one.
listen.
Not
I'm
that
just
one.
saying. I'm just saying. I'm glad it took us until almost the very end of the run for me to make that joke.
I mean,
that's
there are
restraint right
stairs,
there.
so.
Yeah, that's big restraint.
Anyway, now we're gonna walk up more.
Yeah, now we're just gonna simply walk out of black space. It was just that
Timing
easy.
ends when I select when I select Sunny in this menu in the real world. There's also a trigger warning there.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna walk out of black space. If you did all the black space rooms, this was kind of a cool segment that you're going out of all the layers of black space, including the optional rooms. However, half of these rooms have no meaning to us. So
This one particularly, this is one where you can. I'm pretty sure it's the elevator one.
yeah, it's the elevator room.
This one
I-
is watermelon.
Yeah, I have
Melon.
put way too much time into black space exploration, including all of the secret entrances.
There's also some
Yeah, I didn't
unused
go that
areas,
far.
which surely we wouldn't show any unused black space areas in the glitch expedition.
Surely,
Surely not.
you guys should stay around and watch that. That would
True.
be really cool. Get to see some really cool stuff.
Yeah, this game actually has some really cool glitches that we don't get to see in at least this category, or really
Yeah.
any category for some of them.
hmm Also, shout out to this song that playing right here. It's like so insulting if you given the context of the route. It's like the game is just insulting you for not dealing with your trauma with a really happy baby song. So,
Yeah, so time is coming up in about 50 seconds, I'd say.
Also, shoutouts to this being the only time you can actually interact with the big yellow cat.
It's crazy.
and we're taking a nice little nap,
Yeah, I want to say again, there is a trigger warning because
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
a trigger warning.
Yeah.
It's it won't be until after time ends, but yeah.
also we found Basil. I remember who he is now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
we're gonna-
Basil.
yeah, Basil. So we're gonna go do our last chore now, right?
Yeah, streamer, do
Right?
sorting. Post game.
Right?
Post game, streamer.
Streamer postgame. Streamer Snow
Streamer.
Globe Mountain.
That's pretty
SX
true.
husband. Streamer.
Okay,
Beer bosses.
And-
time.
Time.
So yeah, that is the fastest ending
that's
you can get
that's Omori.
with in this route.
With these
Or just
restrictions,
actually in any
this is-
route. Yeah,
with these
because
restrictions,
also the
this is
fastest and
yeah.
unrestricted as well. Because of debug room.
Yeah, we get there a little bit
Yeah.
of a different way, but we still get the same ending.
So I want to shout out all my commentators here, Potato, Xander, Waffle. You guys did a great job. Thank you for helping me.
You are welcome.
I could
You're
not
welcome.
express all this game has while doing the run at the same time. I also want to shout out like everyone in the OMORI community. Like so many people have found strats for this game. Shout outs to Jack. Shout outs to Crazy Cal. Shout outs to VGM. Shout outs to Star Smiley, of course. Shout outs to Lawpig for
Lawpig.
destroying the game in unrestricted. Shout outs to Madonna for just being cool.
Did you shout out Star? I got it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Shout outs.
Okay.
I did shout out Jack. Shout outs to Ashmikta. Ashmikta also runs this game.
Yeah.
And just shout outs to everyone who gave me support when doing this. I was very nervous, but I haven't felt nerves a single time this whole run.
Yeah,
I've just been enjoying
I was in call with you right before we joined here, and you were really nervous.
So yeah, I think it's just another break, and then we'll have a glitch expedition after that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we are going to take a quick break, everybody. Just a quick reminder before we go to a break. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and Bitch Cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel do help support the Games Done Quick Hotfix. So if you like any of our regular shows, if you like these showcases, any of our other weekly content, it really does help us out. With that said, we'll be back in just a few minutes for the Glitch Showcase. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. This is our OMORI showcase, and we've got a glitch exhibition here for you. I'll hand it right back over. We can get right into it.
Okay. So, Xander, would you like the countdown?
Sure. Yeah, I'm the only one who hasn't done it. All right. You can load up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Okay, so this is going to be very fast paced, like just showing them one after another. This is a file after Black Space that hasn't done a last resort. So normally you're only supposed to have 2 party members here in this cutscene. And something very funny happens if you talk to Burley with 4 party members.
Yeah, normally, she's supposed to walk away at the end of this cutscene.
So yeah, she has some pathfinding, but she just kind of gives up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have Kel and Hero. We're not. Well, you're supposed to have Kel, but you're not supposed to have a full party here.
Yeah.
This soft locks.
Yeah. So there's that, and then we're going to show something else. Hold on. Oh. My bad. I don't think any of them do though. So this save is also the same exact thing. Last resort after Black Space. So this cutscene is what plays after Black Space. But we haven't actually done Jossum yet.
This is really funny. You see this in categories like All Bosses Hiki and All Achievements, where you do Last Resort immediately after entering post game.
It's actually really convenient that this works.
Yeah.
So here we're just getting the giant check. It's like, Hero, I want you to take over Last Resort.
I mean, surely in the Switch version, there wouldn't be a boss fight that would randomly happen right here with no warning.
Surely.
It's pretty true. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can't fix the game audio in a second. So, there's a ghost here.
Yeah.
There's just a ghost. Yeah. So I'm guessing the game audio cut out when. I'm not sure how I would go about fixing that though. I guess we'll just have to go with no game audio, unfortunately.
I'm trying to figure out what would have broke that.
I guess closing the game. So here,
I love this one.
so here we have this is after doing Jossum. This cutscene was tag stepped, like the cutscene where Aubrey and Kel are talking, right? We tag stepped it. So now we're gonna walk on it.
Hero just kind of is gone. By the way.
Yeah, that's supposed to be Aubrey behind the desk because this cutscene's supposed to happen before you fight Jossum. So it's just pulling sprites because it doesn't know what else to do. So the receptionist kind of turns into the Burning Man.
The Burning Man is found in Orange Oasis, an area we didn't go to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Finally, so this entire cutscene it removes Hero from your party, and normally you don't get Hero back until Jossum. But since we already beat Jossum, we can't get Hero back. Now we can just go through Pluto to get Hero back. But we had a very unfortunate occurrence in the old routes where we tag stepped the Pluto cutscene because it was slow. So if you missed this tag step and didn't save beforehand, your run died because you couldn't use Hero to get the toll discounts.
So next we have another all bosses thing. So normally we just went into the castle, right, for the run. But if we actually go down here, this cutscene is going to set flags. That basically the game progresses the sweetheart area by setting a variable incrementally up, and this one sets it to 4. But we actually never fought any of the Sir Maximuses or did any of the mini games in the castle. So when we finish a mini game, every single Sir Maximus will fight us at the same time, like at the same sequence, one after the other.
Yeah, I don't remember how it works for each individual minigame, but some of them you don't even actually have to do the minigame. You just enter the room and leave.
Yeah. Now, in all achievements, we do the same thing, except we actually go and do one of the minigames because there's an achievement tied to it. And when we exit, the Sir Max will then spawn over there, and then you still fight all 3.
I'm going to do this side to activate them because it's the fastest.
Yeah, casually you do them in whatever order you want, so they all potentially could be a Sir Max fight.
Yeah, this game can be quite funny with when you sequence break.
Oops. Estella, please.
This is giving me flashbacks to when we used to do this in 90%.
Yeah. Shout out to Skill Swap Juice Me.
Oh god, don't remind me.
Actually, no, don't shout out to that. No, that was terrible.
I mean, I guess it was better than fighting Sweetheart normally, but it still sucked.
Yeah.
Wait, so what's the context with Skill Swap Juice Me?
Juice Me it did like 25% of your current HP to heal some juice, and that did the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god!
Whereas Rotten Milk is 50% of your max HP, so 2 will always kill. But when it's only your current HP, you have to eventually attack afterwards.
Yeah, diminishing returns and whatnot.
We used to do that for the maxes and Sweetheart. Actually,
So
it was even
this-
worse for the maxes.
Yeah, it was worse with the maxes because you couldn't because they always did their ultimate attack.
Mm-hmm.
So this looks pretty normal, right?
Yeah, this is pretty
Yeah,
Everything
so
looks
far this looks
ordered.
normal. Everything's in order.
Yeah, we're just gonna rotten milk them, obviously. I will admit, before we found Castle Skip and actual Castle was part of 90%, it was so satisfying to just use rotten milk on the Sir Maximuses after they gave you so much trouble before all this.
Yeah, funnily enough, there was a kind of a weird period in between Castle Skip and Wrong Warps.
What the heck? Why is he still there?
Oh wait.
What is happening?
Oh no, you have to fight him again. And he
Oh,
just
yes,
runs past you.
That's really weird. Guess we'll just fight him again.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh, except
Sir
now it's the
Maximus
second one.
2?
Huh?
What?
Yep. And also with
crazy.
the Sir Maximus is they are programmed to always use their ultimate attack, even when you get them to 0 HP. So we and all bosses and whatnot, we have to take this damage. There's no way to avoid them doing that, and it actually makes a boss rush a huge pain. Because you fight
Whoa,
all three
wait,
at
where
once.
is he? Oh, he's behind Hero. What the heck? What's happening? Omae wa mou shindiru.
Oh.
Teleports behind you.
Nothing personal.
Nothing
kid.
personnel, kid.
Shut up.
Oh no, everyone's dead. This is so sad.
Okay.
I'm so glad
So-
this glitch exists because all bosses would be so much worse because we'd have to do the mini
Yeah,
games.
because then you don't actually have to go and do castle.
So now we're going to show skill swap, and so skill swap is useful in a couple categories. It's not in all bosses or the normal run. So here we are going to give Omori one of Aubrey's skills by like opening the menu twice, basically, and it will open into Aubrey's skill instead of like skill menu instead of Omori's.
Yeah, it's a
can get
little
it.
finicky. Also, I wonder who
There we go.
provided this save file.
So now we have Last Resort on Omori. That's not normal. Also, if we do it with the equip menu, come on.
I didn't even know you could do it with the equip menu until earlier this week.
Oh my gosh, this is quite finicky. Come on. There we go. Okay. So now we're going to equip Aubrey's weapons over this book. So we just deleted Aubrey's weapons. They're gone. But now we have multiple books. We have more than one book.
Man, I can't wait to get all this increased experience at level 50.
Yeah. So now everyone has a book, and also Omori has Last Resort. Let's go give it a try, shall we? Let's just see what happens when Omori uses Last Resort instead of Aubrey. Oh, we're dead.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Instant game over
So
button.
yeah, it ignores the plot armor.
That one I did not know actually.
Okay, so now we are going to look at.
I also like to note that save file right there. That was that is my casual
Source
Hiki
games.
file I gave to
So
Kiyoshi, so you can have access to
here
all the
is some
skills.
real world stuff. There are two examples of doing this where normally a cutscene will play when you try to knock on a door, right? Like, look, so we knocked on this door, right? And then this cutscene starts playing where Polly is like, "Oh no, what happened to Basil?" And then we go into the house.
Ignore that Hero is carrying Basil. Nothing.
Yeah,
nothing to
this
worry
is this is true route content. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
this
it.
is the true route exclusive
So-
content, you know.
What if we just didn't watch that cutscene? Right? What if we just didn't? You can also do this on Aubrey's house before the photo album. If you do this, you skip the cutscene.
Yeah, you just walk into the house.
It's that simple.
More cases of the game not really being designed around the fact that touchscreen movement exists.
And now we are going to show a soft lock here. Oh. So this is very easy to do even in a normal game. If you do this, if you're like spamming Z on the telescope, you can accidentally go into it again and say yes. And if you do that, you will soft lock.
Yeah,
That easy. You
this
could do
is
this
really
in normal
scary.
gameplay very easily.
this is really scary in all achievements where you have to interact with all the telescopes for an achievement. So you have to consciously make sure to not use turbo.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to see if I can't fix the game audio here. Okay, I don't know if that works, but maybe. And then here we have, so normally you're supposed to enter black space, right, with OMORI, but if you press Z and X at the same time, and you tag somebody else, the game will not like that somebody other than OMORI is trying to
capture broke.
Oh yeah, I didn't press back to 4x3. My bad. Oh, oops. So what you just saw there is the game said you are not the right person for this task, and now the game soft lock. Yeah. Did the audio get back? No. Oh dang. I could try again to fix the audio, but I don't know if I should. I'll try that. Again, sorry, I didn't think this would happen. Okay.
All good. All good.
Yeah, I guess it's when the game closed, didn't like that. And now we're going to show... Oh, wait, did I go back to 4x3? I didn't. Okay, there. Okay. Okay. So here we are in the house, right? This is after Space Boyfriend. So what we're gonna do here is, we're going to, oh, oops. We're going to try to brush our teeth, and then we're gonna say no to stop sweeping. What that did is it stored the choicer for if you wanted to brush your teeth or not. And we also gave up sweeping. So now when we interact with this, it's going to have overlapped choicers. And if we say yes here, the game is going to not like that, and it's going to jump to a different label, and now we're in sorting instead of sweeping.
Yeah, this
Sorting
is
is-
after any percent ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is also it progresses the plot, but only in the real world, and you kind of just
Yeah.
soft lock from this.
Yeah. So I won't get into it. If you do all this, the game will think you finished neutral in some way. You can go into the bathtub and activate Fear of Drowning again. It'll take you to a pre-last resort state, and Mari will be there in the North Lake because the game thinks it's true route for some reason. And then hold on. Then you can progress through the game normally until you do Sweetheart. You can't actually go into the hidden library to get to Elkie because the Fear of Drowning switch is turned on, and when that is turned on, you can't get into the hidden library. Okay.
Yeah, isn't the stage boarded up
Yeah.
at that point?
Yeah, the stage gets boarded up and you can't really do anything there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
we need
so
to go
now-
there because Elkie.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna try to switch to a different version of the game. I have it already loaded, so it shouldn't take too long, and I can also fix the audio again because I know it's gonna happen again. Also, it might accidentally. Yep, there we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh man,
Uh-oh, computer jump scare.
computer, my bad. Hold on. Don't worry about it. Sorry. I need to rename this file. No, don't delete it. Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
Oh, that's fine.
goodbye. Goodbye.
That should be
Farewell,
fine. Oh, okay, it's not fine. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Technical
Uh-oh.
difficulties.
My bad.
My fault.
My fault.
Anyway, now we're speedrunning File Explorer.
Yeah.
File Explorer speedrun.
I need to close File Explorer, actually. Okay. Oop. Downloading content. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
We may be having problems.
Yeah, trying to access earlier versions of the game can be a little finicky if you want to have both at the same time.
Yes.
Because OMORI can only be opened
Oh, there
through
it is again.
Steam itself.
Yeah, Steam does not like when you do that.
Yeah, like if you try to click on the Omori exe directly, it'll just say, please open the game through Steam or something like that. And it can make it a pain to deal with this.
It's still trying to download content. Hold on. I'm sorry about this again. Normally
Yeah.
this works as intended, but it is being very not wanting to work. I'm not sure why. If I can't get it to work, I suppose that I will just show more stuff on the 0.6 version of the game as much as I can. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you're on one. Yeah, you're on.
Yeah,
I just saw.
I need the save load plus. My bad.
Also, it says it's on 1.0.6.
It did not. I don't think. Wait, did it?
Yeah, I saw
I saw
1.0.6
it.
in the corner.
Oh dear.
I don't know why it just suddenly decided to break.
My apologies.
Yeah, unfortunately, like the only way I've managed to get around this
This has
while
never
having both
happened
versions
before.
is to literally like have a copy of like the older version of the game, and then install the older version of the game, and then overwrite all those files. That's the only way I've been able to get it to work.
That's pretty much how I do it. I just have a copy of every copy of the game or every version of the game that I want, and then I just kind of I'll replace the files basically.
I'm not sure what happened here. This has never happened before. I think the game actually updated my 1.0. I think it actually updated the game itself.
Well, at least we could get to continue the curse. This has never happened before. It wouldn't be an
Never
GDQ run
happened
if that were not the case.
true.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Shout out to the Cosmic Rays.
And it sucks because there's a lot of cool stuff that we can show off at 1.0.
One last ditch effort here. Maybe. Doesn't work. Yeah.
That would
Now it's 0.8.
That's we can show off com stuff, I guess, but
That's true.
that would
yeah.
take a while, but we don't have a save file for that.
that's true. Yeah.
I just want to quickly show off the debug rooms if I can.
Yeah, it looks like we got some unfortunate cosmic rays hitting Kyoshi's computer.
Oh,
Oh.
yes,
Okay.
No save files, but
My save files. What the heck?
that should not
Oh
be
my-
too hard to fix. Hopefully,
did it get the mods?
it doesn't look like it. I think it would say, I believe,
on my safe.
or no,
files.
I don't remember how 1.0 works.
Yeah, the mod loader doesn't seem to be working. Uh-oh.
Classic 1.0 mod loader. I have had so many issues.
It took me so long just to get it set up so I could do one run of unrestricted.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Sorry.
Yeah. It was worth it for the bit.
That was unfortunate. I really wanted to show off 1.0 stuff.
Yeah, it's fortunate because all of it's deep into the game and requires touchscreen, and we can't do it without the mod loader, which doesn't want to work for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I've tried to run unrestricted, the mod loader, I always have issues with it. So this is just something that happens sometimes, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bro. This is not what I wanted to cook.
Your save file's gone on the new version?
Hmm?
Are all your save files gone on both versions?
This is I think what happened is I might have done the setup slight wrong, and Steam updated the 1.0 version of the game, and the mod loader is not working for it. Unfortunately,
Did it like just overwrite it or something?
Probably. I think it maybe happened when you accidentally deleted the initial folder.
I would be able to fix this if I could quickly get the mod loader, but I don't think I would have time to do that.
Definitely, we're running.
Oh, what the heck? Oh. Yeah. I don't think there's anything I can do to fix this at the moment. At least not in 7
Unfortunate.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, at least not before we'd
Really
have to
unfortunate.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least we got to show off a lot of the 1.6
We just
stuff.
got to show the 1.6
Yeah,
Yeah,
stuff.
fortunate that we can't show off the debug room stuff, but I guess if you want to see the debug room, you can just for anyone in chat who actually wants to see debug room stuff, you can just look up an unrestricted run of the game.
Yeah, unrestricted
Which
run is
makes use
kind of
of-
crazy.
Yeah. If you want to see like the true extent of the debug room, then look at unrestricted secret ending. If you just want to see how we use it in any percent, look up any percent unrestricted.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lot of fun doing this. I was glad. Happy for this opportunity. It was awesome.
Yeah, me too. I was really
Yeah.
I'm happy to have had the opportunity to commentate.
Same.
Yeah, I'm glad to have been here.
I appreciate y'all being here. It was a great run. I know the showcase got cut a little short, but everything was really fun. It was awesome having you all on. So thank you all so much. Really appreciate y'all coming on and showcasing the game.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all have anything else you'd like to say to close out?
I love Omori.
I love
Omori.
Again, thank you all so much for being on. We are going to take a quick break while we get set up for our next show, which is going to be Grudge Match. We'll see you in just a few minutes for that. Take care, everyone.